NCAA tournament appearance. First time he's the head coach of the Cowgirls on the WNIT. As for UCLA, it's Corey Close, as she is in her 11th season as head coach of the UCLA Bruins and has won 231 games in her tenure. Has 4 NCAA Sweet 16 appearances and 1 Elite 8. And again, the Cowgirls and Bruins meeting for the 2nd straight year as we get ready to tip it off. UCLA in the light blues, Wyoming in the home whites. Glad to have you along. David Settle, Brian Burton with you. Hope you enjoy our broadcast tonight. It will be Brown and Fertig in the jump circle. And we're underway. Brown wins that one, got up quickly and pinned. Will attack and give to Thomas. And now finds Cho on the right side. Top of your screen, Wyoming goes man-to-man defensively here. I'll get it to Osborne. Looking down low, high post area for Thomas. Hands off, jumper by Osborne from 16, a little strong. Rebound Bradshaw.
Yeah, got a good look early in the inside the arc. Not able to connect.
Now you see Weideman holding it, looking down low. Fertig posted up, one-on-one defense here. Tries to power through and does. Over the front of the rim, over the smaller Thomas.
Now that, you just hit on it. Interesting matchup. Fertig is 6'4", Thomas 5'10". You would think it would be the other way around, playing a team from the Pac-12. Thomas very good at what she does, but there is a distinct height difference, so we'll see how that works both ways.
UCLA does bring some size in off their bench, but some of their bigger players are actually injured and not playing. That 3 too strong, and Weideman clears the defensive board, brings it up.
This UCLA team has battled injuries all year long. They've just unfortunately not had the season that they planned on having because of a lot of those injuries.
Here's Thomas knocking it away from Fertig. Excuse me, Brian. You're right. One of them being their starting point guard, Conti from Wake Forest, a grad transfer. She hasn't even set foot on the court this season. Here's Olsen, tough shot with the shot clock running down, and it comes off too strong to Thomas. Thomas, one of the grad transfers. They've got 4 grad transfers on this roster. Conti was the one that hasn't played. Thomas is from Cincinnati. It'll be interesting to see how they play her on the 3-point line as Penn shoots over and spins out to Sanchez Ramos, because Thomas is actually a good 3-point shooter percentage-wise. She hasn't taken a lot like Osborne and Cho, but she's still shooting at 40% from beyond the arc. Weideman has not looked to score yet. Up top, Bradshaw. She really came on in the overtime sessions. Down the left side, spin around, up and under, over the bucket, and Osborne clears.
Yeah, these two teams familiar. Again, one team ended the other team's season last season. It will happen again tonight, but will it be reversed where Wyoming is able to end UCLA's season?
There's a missed 3 and a good tap by Sanchez Ramos. She couldn't get the rebound, almost had it knocked away, and actually batted it forward, and Bradshaw ran it down. Olsen being hounded by Cho.
Some early jitters both ways, just not able to kind of get the lid off of the basket just yet.
There's a block shot by Thomas. A lot of contact, no call. And Brown snags the loose ball. Kicks that to Osborne, around her back, pull back. Now Thomas she kind of thought about that one, but didn't take it. Osborne and Cho are kind of the 3-point shooters. Hand off to Osborne, who had 15 and 10 last year in the tournament game. The Brown back to Osborne. Shot clock under 10. Down to 6, and a long 3 contested. Offensive board, though, to Brown. There's one of your keys, Brian. Clean the offensive glass. Wyoming's got to be one and done if you're Gerald Mattson. Second chance 3 is no good, and Olsen boxing out the shorter. Brown draws the ire of the crowd as Brown almost knocked it away, but it comes to Sanchez Ramos the other way.
Yeah, looking for probably an over-the-back call.
Olsen into the paint. Stops, pivots, and kicks out ball, knocked away by Cho. Good steal, anticipating. Hesitates, drives in on Sanchez Ramos. The hanger rolls in, and they finally are on the board. Almost 3.5 minutes into this one, UCLA gets their first points. Tied at 2 here in the early going. 3rd round WNIT.
Yeah, Cho, a big-time player, transferred from Baylor, originally from Texas. I'm biased towards anyone from Texas that plays. She was the leading scorer in the 1st round of their WNIT game, so she has capability to go off.
Here's Fertig trying to get her footwork right. She leaves it short off the side of the rim, and Osborne all alone for the rebound. Charisma's their leading scorer at almost 16 a game. Hasn't found the range just yet. Kicks down to Brown. Thought about the 3, but doesn't take it. Way back off her is Sanchez Ramos. So Wyoming really trying to clog the lanes here in Laramie so that they can't drive.
Yeah, that's exactly what Coach Close talked about before the game, is that making inside shots is going to be difficult because they really pack it in the paint. So it's really going to be key for them to be able to make 3s and get offensive rebounds.
Cho with 2 on the clock, misses, and Fertig will clear the defensive rebound on the far side. Top of your screen, that's Bradshaw. Bradshaw's been struggling from the field, but finally, as I mentioned, got it going in the overtimes against Tulsa. She had the key basket in the end of the second overtime that tied it, and then had a couple key buckets in the third OT as Wyoming pulled away from Tulsa on Sunday.
Yeah, she had 19 in that game and leading scorer for this Wyoming Cowgirl team, and she's always ready to go off at any point in time because she can score inside, score outside, and just has that gritty scorer's mentality.
And now wholesale substitutions for UCLA. 4 new players, and this is what's going to be key. How often do they substitute? Tulsa was a team that came in here and ran at Wyoming Sunday, and they finally got tired towards the end of the game, but UCLA with some fresh legs, only Osborne stays on the floor. This is Horvat, high post, left side. Dugalich, the transfer from Oregon, hands off, jumper on the way. It's going to be short. And now a double team on the rebound. Bradshaw has it taken away by Dugalich. She'll drive the baseline, powered up over. Offensive rebound, Anstey, and she banks it up and in, and UCLA has the lead.
There you see attack from UCLA, able to get second chance off the steal and then earn that offensive rebound, which is, again, a big key tonight for them to be able to get second chance, third chance opportunities.
Melema to Salazar. Those are the 2 new Cowgirls on the floor as Weideman has it. Now to Melema, now to Sanchez Ramos, cut off in the baseline drive, keeps the dribble alive, finds
Sanchez Ramos had one of her best games of the season against Tulsa, having 19 herself. And she picks up where she left off. A little step through scoop layup there.
You talked her right into that one, Brian. Dump it down low. Anstey gets away from Salazar, but lost her balance, and it hits nothing but backboard. Cleared by Bradshaw up the far side. Top of your screen, that's Melema. Crossover, driving baseline, but cut off by Horvat. Now skip it to Weideman. Weideman thought about the deep 3, but she hasn't really looked to score early on. Sanchez Ramos up top to Weideman, gets a clean look and buries it.
She is on fire, this WNIT. She is now connected over 60% from 3. 6 of 10, excuse me, she's right at 60. She's now 6 of 10 in the WNIT, playing at an unbelievable level. I said it in the Star Watch, she is Mrs. March. Something about this time of year, she plays her best basketball.
Onyu ends up forcing the issue and draws the foul in the contact.
Here you see the replay. Wide open, lines it up, nothing but the bottom. Booyah.
So Wyoming with a 3-point lead, and we're back with more of this WNIT game. Back inside the arena auditorium, David Settle, Brian Burt with you on the Mount West Network as we're in the 3rd round of WNIT. Cowgirls up by 3. Couple of things here. This is just the 2nd ever meeting between these two. The first one was just a year ago at the NCAA tournament down in Austin, Texas. UCLA, and I'm probably going to butcher this, Brian, but I believe it's Michaela Onyewere who torched the Cowgirls for 25 in that game, but other than that, this is just the second ever meeting, first trip for UCLA ever to Laramie. But these are two former WNIT champions.
Yeah, just two programs that right now they have so much respect for each other because they've been able to see each other in the postseason. I mentioned this earlier. UCLA was able to end Wyoming's season last year, so Wyoming's had that in their mind the entire time prepping. And the human nature is your competitive part in you wants to be able to end their season and return that favor and continue to try to get that next WNIT championship.
Last one 15 years ago in 2007. The Cowgirls have had a great record in history in the WNIT, which we'll talk about. ONU misses the first one as we come back to action. Second one, too strong. The rebound tipped out and fought for, still loose, and Weideman will track it down for Wyoming. Grace Ellis is checked in for Wyoming. Kayla Owens new in for UCLA. By the way, Osborne, the only player for UCLA not to check off the floor so far. Ellis might have gotten away with a little shuffle in the paint.
Yeah, Wyoming just going to take their time, be deliberate on offense, kind of play inside out, and usually going to score under the shot clock. As you see there, they draw a foul with 9 seconds on the shot clock.
Dugalich with a little armbar hand check there. Salazar tried to drive towards the middle. She's going to come out for Fertig. This is going to be big tonight for that rotation of Ellis, Fertig, and Salazar. How do they help each other and spell each other against a physical UCLA team?
Well, and Coach G talked about that they're going to play against Power 5 physicality and size. But in the meanwhile, I don't know if he's giving his Wyoming girls credit because Fertig, as the freshman of the year in the Mountain West, had 18 rebounds last time out against Tulsa, 7 offensive. So I think UCLA is going to have to worry about her too.
Ellis had it knocked away, but it goes to Fertig. She'll try and power it up and gets fouled, and she's going to shoot two, they say.
Speaking of, she is just such a promising player, freshman of the year, again 18 rebounds.
That's a Mountain West freshman record in that game on Sunday.
Incredibly impressive in her ability to score and draw fouls. I think she will be a huge key. She got the first basket of the night. Usually when a player like that gets confidence early, it's trouble for the other team.
Nobody on the free throw line. Interesting strategy for Gerald Manson here as Fertig knocks down the first free throw to extend Wyoming's lead to 4. Early going. Wyoming's not shooting poorly, but they've got 4 turnovers. UCLA struggling 2 of 12 from the field, including 0 of 6 from 3, and they're 0 of 2 at the free throw line now.
Yeah, UCLA really likes, these are some of those small intricacies. They've played each other once before. He knows they like to push it in transition. Last time they scored about 70 points against them, so he wants to keep them down. Even if it means we don't get an offensive rebound, we're not giving them a transition basket.
Dugalich for 3, and that one rolls out. Ellis clears the defensive glass thanks to a good box out actually by Olsen, who's got the ball now at the bottom of your screen. Beyond the arc, penetrates through the free throw line area, and an arm bar push here on Kayla Owens of UCLA, redshirt senior guard out of Houston, Texas. It's another one of your Texas players, Brian.
Yeah, shout out to Houston, H-Town. Let's go.
Sanchez Ramos back for Wyoming, and Thomas, after a little bit longer break, back in. Cho is back in, and the first rest for Charisma Osborne of UCLA. Olsen triggers it in, baseline right of the bucket, looking for somebody, and that's a 5-second count. UCLA has had great defense against both the inbounds for Wyoming.
Yeah, you can kind of see UCLA's strategy is to really hard deny, not worry about not switching per se, but not worry about back doors. They're just going extremely hard to try to deny and get that 5-second call and cause some trouble. And they were able to cause trouble right there with the turnover.
Cameron Brown to the bottom of the screen, feeds Thomas in the low block. And the turnaround up, over, and in against Fertig.
So much talent, so much skill and soft touch. We talked about the height differential, 6'4" versus 5'10". Doesn't matter for Thomas. She used the soft touch over the left shoulder.
Got good separation by going into Fertig's body and kind of fading with that little hook. Underneath, good
nice
backdoor by Sanchez Ramos, who bangs it up and in.
Yeah, looked like it could have been an and one. Great backdoor, great pass, and Sanchez Ramos picking up where she left off. Again, one of her best games, 19 here against Tulsa, already with 4 in the first quarter.
Thomas feeds down low, posting Dugalich against Sanchez Ramos. Baby hook on the baseline, rolls out. Melima clears the defensive glass.
Dugalich, one of the UCLA starters to start the year that got injured and has played limited amount of games and is just now starting to get back with her feet under her. There you see the talent and the great move inside, just not able to finish.
Olsen, top, fakes the handoff, Thought about going back door, but keeps the dribble alive. Now finds a cutting Sanchez Ramos. Little 12-footer, too strong. Rebound off the glass for Fertig, and she gets fouled by Dugalich.
7. So of the 18 offensive rebounds she had against Tulsa, she had 7 offensive. One of the best offensive rebounders in the country. Here you see the replay, the curl, short missed jumper, and on the glass, and able to draw the foul.
Coach Close not too happy with that call. Talking with the official, you see Gerald Mattinson, head coach, and his top assistant, Heather Ezel, has done an absolutely fantastic job with this program since she's come here. Former star at Iowa State, but Fertig, 2 shots here. She's 1 for 2 at the line tonight, and a little strong with the first one here. It's a little encouragement tap from Tommy Olson. Olson, Sanchez Ramos, and Weideman are the 3 seniors trying to extend their careers in the brown and gold for Wyoming. Same can be said for all the seniors for UCLA as Fertig goes 0 for 2 this time. Thomas with an easy rebound. Now we'll find Osborne, who's checked back in. Dugalich left, setting up a set because Wyoming's not letting him run.
Love to see the Wyoming bench standing up, calling out the play.
Pin for 3, straight on, finds the range.
Able to connect from 3. They knew the play was coming. Unfortunately, got caught on the screen, and great connect from distance. They haven't made many threes. They've attempted 8, haven't made many of them until now. Finally got their first one to drop.
Mellema driving in, trying to create some space. Hit Sanchez Ramos, knocked away by Cho and taken away. Now they'll slow it down actually as Jalen Penn peels off, finds Cho. Back to Penn, who just hit that 3. Now Thomas. And they'll save for 1 shot with 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Penn going to come off a high screen, stop and pop at the top, buries it, and UCLA in front just like that. Wyoming won't get a shot off, and we come to the end of the first quarter in this 3rd round WNIT matchup. Despite struggles shooting early on, UCLA knocks down a couple threes in their last 2 trips, and the Bruins lead by 2 here at the Arena Auditorium in Laramie. Welcome back to the Mountain West Network. Thursday night here at the Arena Auditorium. Great atmosphere for WNIT action between Wyoming and UCLA. Perkins Restaurant is proud to sponsor the Cowgirl Basketball 3-point tracker. If the Cowgirls make 8 or more 3-pointers in tonight's game, visit any Wyoming Perkins tonight or tomorrow for a free slice of pie with any purchase. Perkins, flavors you crave, classics you love. David Settle, Brian Burton with you. And one of the early things here, I think, that's hurting Wyoming, they're not shooting poorly, but 6 turnovers has helped UCLA claim a 2-point advantage as we get ready to start the second quarter of Wyoming basketball, Brian.
Yeah, they've done a phenomenal job defensively, holding UCLA to just 29% from the field, 22% from 3, and really only made those 2 threes at the end. But the turnovers have been the story for Wyoming. 6 turnovers to UCLA 0. And you see Wyoming struggling to kind of figure out how to run their motion offense because UCLA doing such a good job hard denying everything. So forcing back doors, forcing some discomfort.
We get a foul off the ball at first I thought it was Cho, but she wasn't close to Weideman. It's actually Anstey who picks up the personal foul, shoving Fertig as she tried to kind of move up the lane to set a screen. This is where Wyoming's had trouble, but they get it into Bradshaw, down the low left block, hands off to Fertig. Now a handoff to Sanchez Ramos. Gets a little bit of a screen back to Weideman. Bounce pass to Fertig against Anstey, and she traveled with it. Yes, that's a good call. She kind of moved both feet before she made that move to her left, trying to kind of establish herself against the post defense.
Yeah, give the referees credit. She caught her sliding her feet. I would imagine they're going to continue to go to Fertig as all the pressure that's going on. Great pressure release to be able to throw it inside to one of your best players.
Penn, ball fakes. Looks for the fade to Osborne. She gets rescreened. Can't get the three away. Olsen in her hip pocket, so she'll drive in. Kicks to Anstey. 18-footer on the right side is airball off a pin. Can she save it? Cannot in the corner. And it will go to the Wyoming Cowgirls.
Wyoming crowd getting a little bit of the airball chant.
Well, UCLA has scored the last 6, so Wyoming on a scoring drought right now in this one.
Yeah, look for them to get something going to the basket or in the paint.
Here's Bradshaw on a handoff, pull up, and that's pure.
Right on target, right on time. Great dribble handoff, getting your leading scorer on the year going from her mid-range.
Horvat underneath with a little wraparound, reverse it up, no, tipped around, and Weideman's going to track it down off the deflection by Anstey.
Nice reverse layup, just not quite able to finish there by Horvat. Again, look for Wyoming to continue to go inside. If they can get an open three, they'll take it, but I would imagine.
Speaking of a three, how about right there?
Right on cue, just like I drew it up.
Great little two-man game between Sanchez Ramos and Fertig, and she just created a body screen with a handoff, and Sanchez Ramos said, I'll find the range.
Coolest part about this team is that the seniors continue to just find ways to lead, and they don't want to go. They don't want to go home. They don't want to be done. So love to see that, and great three connection there by the senior.
Pin off a screen, pull up. That's in and out, no good. Horvat with the rebound thanks to her size. Air balls are put back. Gets it back, put it up and in, and a foul.
Yeah, that's the offensive rebound we talked about in the game plan. Coach Close mentioned it's really important for them to really be aggressive on the offensive glass. Here you see the replay, missed the first one, got it back, able to get another one, and not sure exactly where the contact was, but ref saw differently, and one. Horvat's at the line.
It's a big first foul on Fertig. She'd stayed out of foul trouble in the first quarter. Picks up one early in the second. Just one shot here and a chance for UCLA to tie this game. Horvat, the redshirt senior from Australia. On the way, in and out, and knocked around, and it goes to Onyu, and she gets the offensive rebound on the tip by Anstey, and UCLA back in front.
Common theme right there, that offensive glass, huge key, and they know it, and they are scrapping where you're even tipping it to a teammate to make sure you get it. Great job there by UCLA.
Weideman trying to find a teammate to pass to, and the off-ball pressure has been absolutely bothering Wyoming, as we keep talking about, but having issues just trying a simple pass. Yeah. Down to 6 on the clock. Here's an up and under with a left hand that rolls off. Onyu.
That's the third time, maybe fourth time we've seen an up and under from Wyoming, because this pressure makes you kind of dribble and feel like you have to pick it up and have no options, and next thing you know, you're trying to up and under.
Another offensive board. This one, though, is going to be over and back. Anstey tried her best to save it. She threw the pass to the posted-up Horvat. Her turnaround of glass was too strong, but Anstey absolutely in a beeline got to the offensive rebound, but she was falling out of bounds, tried to save it, and just a little too far for Penn. Thomas checks back in. Brown's back in. For the Cowgirls, Ellis returns along with Mellema. And Coach Mattinson really doing his best to talk things over with McKinley Bradshaw. And now Sanchez Ramos gets a rest here for Wyoming as well. Olsen can't get the basketball. Now Mellema finally gets a pressure release. Down low to Fertig. Up against Anstey. Little turnaround. Up and in, and a foul.
Yep, she's the key. Great job getting that pressure release, being able to get the ball inside. UCLA is denying everywhere else, but allowing the ball to come inside, and that's not exactly what you want to do, because she has such an ability to score inside. The freshman, there you see her taking it right there, over the shoulder and able to get the hoop and the arm.
Just kind of, it was almost a little fade, Brian, and she kind of pump faked in there. And
little Dirk Nowitzki, a little bit, not too much.
Anstey didn't know when she was going to go up. She misses the free throw again. Wyoming, though, back in front on the bucket. Osborne will come up the top of your screen. Picked up by Olsen. Great guard-on-guard matchup. They've been trying to post her. She gets in the paint. Kicks cross-court to Brown. Now to Penn. Back to Brown. Down to Thomas. Posted up on Ellis to the middle. Scoops it back. Anstey from 17. High arc. No good. Rebound comes down to Olsen. Fantastic rebounding guard. Kicks up bottom of your screen. Weideman in transition. Stop and pop. She's open. And it's short. Rebound comes down to Osborne as UCLA pushes the other way, trying to get something in transition. Wyoming's back. Osborne penetrates, had it knocked away, goes to the floor, fumbles it, loose, and it'll be a jump ball, and then the arrow stays with the Bruins. Wyoming fans wanted traveling. She never really had possession to travel with it, I thought.
Yeah, they wanted traveling, but they also got fired up. A loose ball was on the floor, and here you see the replay tipped out. Wanted to travel, great jump ball tie-up, and those are the winning plays that make the difference in games like this.
Sanchez Ramos returns, replacing Ellis. Cho is back for UCLA. Just over 6 minutes left in this first half, and we've had a toe-to-toe matchup between the Bruins and the Cowgirls so far. Thomas fakes a pass, now finds Penn on a curl. 15-footer is good.
Nice, great offensive execution there by Coach Close and her team. Great little down screen, able to get the wide open jumper.
Penn is kind of the quiet scorer. She averages double figures, but doesn't get the attention that Osborne and Thomas do. And then around the back, Melima gets held by Penn, as I praised her right there. Picks up the foul.
Penn, a great rebounder too. Second leading rebounder, tied for at 4.8 a game. So does a lot of the gritty, dirty work, and crowd giving a great clap ovation, so to speak, for Furtick as she comes out for the
Salazar.
Quick breather.
Yep. Weideman, top of your screen. Being hounded, looking, finds Sanchez Ramos. Salazar trying to post on Thomas, but Sanchez Ramos will drive in, stops, a little up and under with the left hand, skims off long. Rebound comes down to Penn. Jalen throws ahead to Osborne. Osborne down low, knocked away, good. Quick hands by Sanchez Ramos, saves the steal to Olsen in transition. Olsen down the lane. Bounce pass got kicked off the foot of Jalen Penn.
Wyoming fans know Olsen's one of the best in the country at assist to turnover ratio, and she's always looking to find her teammates.
Penn, by the way, another one of those grad transfers. She's from Indiana and decided to play another year and trade the Midwest out to the ocean.
Yeah, Coach Close and her staff do such a great job on the recruiting trail to UCLA, with the #1 recruiting class incoming next year.
Yeah,
to replace all these grad transfers that are going out.
And they got some players. We'll talk about that a little bit later on, as you had the travel and the inbound. Good inbound on a nice cut by Bradshaw, but she just shuffled the feet there in the paint. Penn hands off to Osborne, now to Cho. Natalie Cho looking for Osborne, and Olsen in her hip pocket. She's been there all night long.
Olsen's done an outstanding job defending so far.
Thomas, great post up. Great work to get open, got the bucket. She was right underneath, spins around and lays it in. UCLA up by 3.
Yeah, big time footwork, great body control, able to create space. So when she caught it, all she had to do was just turn, pivot, and lay it in.
Melima got away momentarily from Brown. Now she'll drive around her and then dribbles it off her leg out of bounds. Melima thought the whistle was a foul. Instead, it's just a turnover, and it will be UCLA ball when we get back. So the Bruins have responded here in the second quarter with a 3-point lead. We're in the third round of the WNIT on the Mountain West Network. Back inside the arena auditorium, UCLA with a 3-point lead in this third round WNIT action. And speaking to the Bruins, 2 all Pac-12 players and 2 of the top 5 scorers in the Pac-12. Talking about Charisma Osborne and Amari Thomas.
Yeah, great duo again, inside, outside. You've seen Thomas kind of show off her footwork. Osborne hasn't been able to get going just yet. She's actually the leading scorer and 4th leading scorer in the conference, but likes to do it from the mid-range and from 3. And then we have a transfer from the Mountain West is also in there.
Yeah, if you look, there's a familiar last name for Wyoming fans, Jade Lavelle. At Arizona State, 2nd in the Pac-12 in scoring this year. She transferred from Boise State. Played for 4 years against the Cowgirls, so Wyoming fans probably remember her. Back to action, UCLA basketball out of the timeout.
Yeah, look to see UCLA try to get something designed play for either Thomas.
Yeah, and they're trying to get it to Thomas. She'll kick out to Cho. Back to Thomas on a repost, and you're going to get a shove in the back, and that's Furtick's 2nd, I believe, Brian. That is a big foul. They're going to get her with the knee, trying to prevent her from posting up from behind. That's a huge 2nd foul, and that's going to bring Savage off the bench for Gerald Mattinson. We haven't seen Marta too much this year. She started the year hurt. She's kind of been in and out of the lineup, much like some of these UCLA players we talked about earlier. Cho to Penn. Penn back to Cho, trying to get it to Thomas in the paint. Post up, little fade away with the left, and it rolls in.
I mean, she has an incredible feel. I mean, you look at a little dream shake there, a little fake inside, go outside, and she made that look easy.
For you youngsters, that's Hakeem Olajuwon, if you did not watch NBA basketball in the 80s and 90s.
Oh, yeah, they got a thing called Google, YouTube. And speaking of a little YouTube, that's another 3 going down from way downtown.
Sanchez Ramos with another one. That's her 2nd. She's 2 for 2 from deep and already has 10 tonight.
Yes.
Keeping the Cowgirls in it. She's got half their points, Wyoming down by just 2.
Yes, and if you, while you're on YouTube, if you look at her Tulsa game, she had 19 points in that one.
Oh, that one tipped. The Owens, did she travel? They say she didn't have the handle. Now it's knocked away by Cho. She saves it, and it goes to Horvat. Now in the corner, Penn wide open for 3. That skims off long. Tracked down by Sanchez Ramos. Top of your screen into the forecourt. Picked up by Owens. Skips it to Bradshaw. Open for the corner 3. Buries it in the lead.
Big time pass, big time shot, and the crowd goes wild. Exactly what they needed to be able to ignite this crowd. Wyoming Cowgirls don't get a lot of transition baskets, but boy, that was a big one.
4th 3-pointer of the night for the Cowgirls, and boy, is it getting loud in here. Thomas fakes the handoff, finds Penn on the curl. Downs pass down low. Horvat gets away from Melma. They triple team her. She steps through and gets it to go, and UCLA regains the advantage.
Tell you what, Horvat has some impressive moves inside. She looked like she was double teamed. Next thing you know, she's shooting an uncontested step through layup. Very impressive talent. Horvat, she's showing some great ability inside so far.
Melma jab step, now puts on the floor, attacks into the right side, hands off Sanchez Ramos from 15, good.
She is on fire. I'm telling you, all about that postseason play. The senior does not want her season to end. Looks like a timeout, and this crowd is on their feet.
Corey Close does not like what she's seen out of her team defensively right now, Brian.
Yeah, a lot of poor transition defense, and really just kind of not they're letting Wyoming get more comfortable. As you see on the replay, great handoff, gave too much space and got the friendly roll.
You should when you're at home, right?
And then same big time pass there. She makes the shot first time, then she shares with a teammate, then she comes back and makes a mid-range. So the crowd is on their feet, and rightfully so. This Wyoming team does not want to go home, playing with passion and conviction.
25-24. These teams going back and forth and back and forth here early on. As this one, we've got 10 lead changes so far in this basketball game. And the Wyoming fans loving it.
10 lead changes, 2 teams that are familiar, played again last year, and 2 teams that do not want to go home.
Down low, Thomas posting up against Savage, spins to the middle, fade away off the back there, no good, tipped around, Savage closed the glass.
Nice job. I love Coach trusting his bench, getting Savage some great minutes for the matchup against Thomas. Here you see another transition move and a great block there.
Cho on Melima, denied her. Quickly, Osborne the other way, trying to get her first points, drives on Weideman, kicks back, Thomas for 3. And that's good.
A little bit too open that time. Thomas is too much of a threat. As you said earlier, she shoots 40% from 3. Doesn't shoot a lot of them, but she is extremely accurate, and that one's nothing but the bottom of the net.
Bradshaw, heat check!
Nothing but the bottom of the net both ways. Bradshaw letting the three-point bombs fly.
Whatever you can do, I can do better type of situation. I mean, we're going dueling banjos here.
I love it. I love it. 5 of 6 from 3. I'm not familiar with the dueling banjos, but it sounds good, though.
There's Penn on the wing. Down low to Thomas. Faces up on Savic. Now back to Horvat. Looking to get a reposted ball. Got tipped, knocked away, into the corner. Sanchez Ramos can't get the loose ball. Cho open for 3. Got it. That's her first clean look of the night.
You said it. The banjo thing again? Is that what that was?
Dueling banjos?
Great 3. Great shot by Cho. She had 19. And she was the leading scorer in their first game.
13 lead changes here in the first half of this third-round WNIT game. Sanchez Ramos hesitates, drives on Horvat. That might have been a carry. Got it knocked away, taken away. Easy steal by Osborne. Wyoming gets back in transition. Will she penetrate? She does. Scoop it up and good.
That was nice. She might want to look down her hand at that. That was impressive.
First bucket of the night for UCLA's leading scorer at almost 16 a game.
Reverse scoop inside hand.
Melima around the back, drives left side all the way, cut off near the baseline. Shovels back up the wing to Weideman. She'll pick it up. Looking, goes to Melima, down low Savic underneath, powered up, blocked from behind, no call. Gets it back, maybe repost. Fakes, little baby hook up, and it rolls in for Savic.
Love it again. Coach G trusting his bench, giving Savic the matchup, and she got the offensive rebound. Crowd on their feet. Coach G's on his feet. He's saying, let's go get a stop now. We can't just trade baskets.
And on the pass, we get a foul. No shot by Penn. Osborne got sandwiched between 2 Cowgirl defenders, went to the floor, and we're going to get a push foul underneath on Wyoming. This is going to go, I think, against Savic. It will. That'll be her first foul. Substitutions as Onyu and Brown check back in for UCLA. Wyoming stays with a 5 on the floor. Not a very big lineup here for Wyoming. Osborne, double clutch, airballs it to Melima just before the buzzer. And what a first half we have had here at the Arena Auditorium. 13 lead changes in 3 ties. Osborne looked for the contact. There was no whistle at the end of the half. And UCLA has a 2-point lead, Brian, here at the break.
Yeah, what a great first half. 2 teams that don't want to go home, and great defense, great offense, trading banjos and trading baskets, trading all kind of things, and trading leads 13 times. Looking forward to what the second half will bring. We'll be back in just a minute.
If the second half's anything like this first half, we're in for a treat, Brian. Here we go.
No doubt.
Cowgirls.
They call it March Madness for a reason.
All right, here we go. WNIT third round, second half. We've got 20 minutes to decide this over 2 quarters.
There's a guy that played for the Dallas Cowboys. His name is Terrell Owens. And one time he had a line, he said, get your popcorn ready. So that's what this half's about to be.
Sanchez Ramos with a little hesitation. Can't get it off the front of the rim. And Thomas clears to Osborne up the bottom of your screen. 2 points for their leading scorer. Cho, fly by, drive in, scoop it up, and it rattles home.
Cho, just a really good player. We talked about it before. A top recruit. Went to Baylor out of high school. Transferred out of Plano West Senior High School. I went to Plano East, but we still show love. I'm a Texas guy, so we like to show some love. Great finish right there by Cho.
Cho, 7 points in tonight's ball game. After that layup, here's Olsen, hands off to Sanchez Ramos. Back to Olsen, looking down low for Furtick. Finds her in the low right block, gathers, powered up, no. And it's tipped away by Thomas. And Cho gets the weak side rebound.
Tell you what, although she's 5'10", she has such a long wingspan and reach. She's able to block shots and deflect shots and make things hard for the taller 6'4" Furtick. Great defense by Thomas inside.
Cho finds Brown for an open 18-footer left wing. That's too strong. Rebound all alone, Furtick. Trying to find an outlet in Olsen and does. Top of your screen, pushes ahead to Sanchez Ramos. Now looking for Bradshaw. Instead, Sanchez Ramos will penetrate. Jumps it, ball deflected out of bounds by Cho.
So the thing about UCLA's defense that's making Wyoming a little bit uncomfortable, you see them having to do a lot more one-on-one, which is not typically how they play. They like to be able to play within the flow, move it, swing it, get the things they like to look. And get their reads from their offense, but because they're putting so much pressure on the pass, it makes you have to beat your person one-on-one just to have a chance for an opening.
They get it down to Furtick. She'll power through the contact. No call again. Coach Mattinson furious. Rebound down to Penn. Ahead to Osborne. Now to Brown underneath. Brown gets it, powers it up and in.
One thing you haven't seen from UCLA yet is the transition. That's one thing Coach Mattinson, as we talked about the free throws, he puts everybody back to make sure. Now you see UCLA starting to get loose in this game, this half, getting out and getting some transition baskets.
First 4 points belong to the Bruins. Hit Bradshaw on a curl. That pass got deflected. A little up and under. Scoop it. No. Goes to get her own rebound and does. That didn't hit the iron. Here's a three and bottoms.
Nothing but the bottom of the net. Cool as the other side of the pillow, as Stuart Scott would say. She is making it look easy. Great offensive rebound there by Bradshaw to be able to kick it to her teammate for the wide open three. She is now 7 of 11 in the postseason from three.
And Osborne tickles the twine, saying, all right, you're not going to come out over the screen? I'll step up and drain one.
Yeah, I heard that swish all the way over here. Impressive for her first basket of the night. We talked about her being her second basket of the night, first three of the night.
37% from deep. Here's Weideman penetrating down the left side. Stops, little fadeaway,
nice
up and
move.
under.
Nice move.
Got her on skates.
Nice move. I like the skates reference. I see you there, D-Sella. I see you.
Here's Osborne quickly the other way. Throws it up, no good. Rebound tip to Bradshaw. They are letting him play tonight.
Transition opportunity for Wyoming. They don't usually take these, but because of the way they're playing defense, you almost have to.
Bradshaw missed it, but hustles. Back to Sanchez. Ramos open for three. Too strong, and Thomas clears the defensive glass. Osborne trying to beat Olsen up the floor. Now she'll shovel back to Penn trailing. Penn jumped out on two by a switch. Now they get it back to Osborne. Swing it to Thomas. Looked at the three, won't take it. Now to Penn. She'll catch and shoot from the top, and that's off the back iron. Long rebound to Thomas. Offensive rebounds and second chance points. Double team, and they throw it out. Taken away by Weideman. Weideman's going to be fouled by Penn.
2.5 steals a game for a reason. She's such a great person at anticipating where the pass may go next. And Furtick looked over to Coach Mattinson and said, kind of gave that look like, that's my bad.
There's a nice three off the screen. They didn't step up on Osborne. And then a great up, under, back and forth, and Weideman with a finish. 4-point Bruin lead, 39-35 as we approach the 6-minute mark here in the third quarter. Weideman has it top of your screen in front of the Wyoming bench. Holds it high, down low to Bradshaw, posting up, stops, fakes, up, and this one banked home.
Nice, nice. Whoever is doing the post work with the guards and the bigs on the Wyoming staff might deserve a bit of a raise, because tonight they are earning their keep as all the players are showing their step throughs and pivots and fakes. Look like you back in the day a little bit, right?
Yeah, right. Here's Brown. They leave her alone up top to Osborne. And now we're going to get a foul going the other way. Yeah, it's on Horvat.
Yeah, good call.
Horvat with an illegal screen off the basketball. Coach Close cannot believe it on the far sideline.
But the reason how you know it wasn't a bad call, she's not on the ref. She's probably more so mad at her player because she didn't say anything to the ref. So yeah, good call there.
Horvat just kind of dropped her head like, yeah, I know what I did. By the way, Bradshaw, no stranger to post-up. She played a lot of post in high school at Lyman over in the Bridger Valley out southwestern corner of the state. Former Gatorade Player of the Year in Wyoming.
Yep.
And had a foul off the ball, a hold call there. That's going to be on Brown, picking up her first.
One thing about this Wyoming offense, they love to be able to post their guards off of back cuts and curl cuts and different type of reads within the offense.
They get it to Savic, who just checked in along with Melima. She'll give it to Bradshaw on a handoff, driving baseline, fakes the up and under, and lays it up and in, and we're tied.
I believe I said it. Get your popcorn ready. We are tied again. What a move on the baseline by Bradshaw. Absolutely lost her defender, almost out of bounds, and crowd on their feet looking to get a stop.
Pocket pass to Dugalich, and she can't finish through the contact, but she draws the foul to shoot two on the other end.
Replay. Here you see the little bit of rondo right there, little ball fake, let her go, and here you see the pocket pass, and a little bit late on the help side. Weideman knew it. She gives a clap like just a second late.
She's trying to reach in the cookie jar and get away with it.
Meanwhile, if you do have a bracket on the men's side, there was a big upset with Arkansas beating Gonzaga.
Yeah, if you had Gonzaga to win the national title or into the Final Four, it's all down. You can shred your bracket now, I guess. Duga Leach for 2 shots. First one on the way is good. She's the Oregon transfer that was in the starting lineup.
Yep.
Had an injury, really didn't come back till about midway through Pac-12 conference action. So she's finally starting to get to her stride a little bit.
Yeah, Coach Close talked about it. She's just now starting to play some of her best basketball because she's been out for so long.
Halfway down and out. 2 Cowgirls collided on the rebound as Sanchez Ramos tried to tip it. Actually tipped it to Osborne, and then Bradshaw fell into the back of Sanchez Ramos, who ends up falling on Osborne right here.
Here you see the replay. In position, but not being physical enough on their blockouts as they were in the first half. And we talked about in the game plan opening how important the offensive glass was for UCLA, and you see them earning extra opportunities.
Osborne can't get it to go. Triple teamed on the rebound as Sanchez Ramos throws it out and gets it to Savage. Now to Olsen. Wyoming's got numbers. Throws ahead to Mellema. Mellema will penetrate and then back it off. Hits a trailing Sanchez Ramos. Now to Bradshaw. Top of the key. Sanchez Ramos, top of your screen in front of the Wyoming bench beyond the arc. Now crosses to Bradshaw. She'll rise and fire over Horvat. Can't get it to go. And Onyu will get the rebound.
Tommy Olsen doing what she does. Such a fan favorite, the way she's just always hustling, always sneaking in. Gets a tie-up.
And a late push right there by Onyu trying to get Olsen off her draws the ire of the crowd. UCLA by 1, and we're back with more in the third quarter next. One-point lead for the Bruins here in the third round WNIT matchup in Laramie, Wyoming, between the Wyoming Cowgirls and UCLA Bruins. 13 lead changes, 4 ties, and well, they're looking at something across the way, and it happened on that rebound, and Olsen goes to tie up Onyu, and she got a little physical with Olsen after it. You see right here, pushes her away, and I think they're trying to see, is there an elbow there, Brian?
Yeah, no doubt. Definitely a little bit of elbow and an extra push as the fans get the first time to see their reaction. And
on the big screen.
On the big screen, and you hear the boos. They are collected at half court trying to deliberate, to figure out. Yeah, all throughout this timeout, you had 2 officials looking at the replay to determine. Now they've brought in the 3rd official in a conversation. The question is there anything significant, or is it just a jump ball, play on? And I think right now we're going to get a jump ball and let's play on. Yeah, I would think so. There's nothing going to come of this as Onyu gets it. And then Olsen comes to tie her up, and really nothing there other than just kind of get off me push. A little extra contact, but nothing that is such an important game. 1 possession, 1-point game. Again, great referees understand in March and in huge games, let the players decide the outcome. That's what it's all about. That's what everybody came here to see. That's what these kids and these coaches that work so hard for. Super important, and hats off to the refs on this one. It's going to get a little physical. It's going to get a little heated every once in a while. It's okay as long as it doesn't go beyond that point. I didn't think it went beyond that point. So UCLA basketball
It was their ball on the possession arrow, jump ball tie-up by Olsen. They did call that. Osborne gets a screen. Olsen's been on her like a blanket, and now we're going to get a blocking foul as Olsen jumped into Osborne on the drive, and they'll call the foul on Tommy Olsen right here. The hesitation, and then she kind of jumps into her and impedes that driving angle. That's not an offensive foul.
She's a physical player, physical guard. Great hesitation, stop and go there to kind of get Tommy off center, and she was able to get contact with her shoulder. If it was her chest, you may be able to call that, but as he hit her shoulder, good offensive players know how to draw fouls.
Pin to Osborne on the curl. Gets away from Olsen and drains the 15-footer.
Yeah, Osborne's really starting to get comfortable. As you see, Bradshaw's getting comfortable this half for Wyoming. Osborne's starting to get comfortable for UCLA, both leading scorers. I believe we said it again, get your popcorn ready.
Weideman backs off, can't get the shot away in the pullback at 15. Kicks out to Olsen. She'll fake the drive. Onyu on her, the two players that just tangled. Now a couple curl cuts, nothing there. Olsen has to drive down to 5 on the clock and out of bounds. Weideman was on the sideline in the corner, and you see right on the backside, just had the back of her foot on the sideline in the deep left corner off to our left on this near side. Watch this replay right there.
Just that step back, kind of that negative step to go backwards in order to go forward. Steps on the sideline and another turnover.
That's the first of the half, though, on Wyoming. Great work by our crew here.
Yeah, they've done an outstanding job this half. 11 for the game. Uncharacteristic because normally they get about 11 per an entire game.
Osborne hesitates, drives in, put up a floater off the glass, rolls off, and Fertig gets it, had it knocked out of her hands. That should go. Oh, they're going to say UCLA ball. I thought that got knocked out of the hands of Fertig by Anstey behind.
It's either knocked out or a foul on the arm.
Or was this off Ellis? Oh.
Hard to say,
maybe
though.
Thomas, actually.
Hard to say
Anstey.
on the replay. It looked originally.
Again, great work by our top-notch crew here. Inbound goes to Thomas, now to Penn. Anstey bobbles in the paint, turn around with the right hand, slides it over the front of the rim and good on the hook. UCLA by 5 in backcourt. Wow. Olsen pushes off on Osborne, and you're going to get an offensive foul.
And Olsen kind of knows it too because she didn't fight it. She didn't argue it. UCLA getting on a little bit of a run here. Using kind of that veteran savvy to pick up full court, and there you see the bucket over the shoulder.
Watch here you see Olsen's trying to get away, and there's the push. Yeah, that's obvious, actually.
It is obvious, but Olsen's kind of grabbed her close just enough to where Olsen wanted to do that, but give UCLA credit. That's what happens when you play defense the way they do the entire game. Eventually, it kind of just makes you frustrated. You just want to say, get off of me.
Thomas misses the easy turnaround. Ellis clears the defensive board. Wyoming down 5. This might be a little danger time for the Cowgirls. See if they can get something going offensively. Weideman off the handoff. Now to Ellis, trying to get down low, posted up. Fertig had it knocked away by Anstey. She'll take away the steal.
Tell you what, Fertig struggled a little bit beyond those first couple buckets that she had. They've been physical. Coach talked about that Pac-12 physicality, and it is taking its toll on Fertig just a little bit.
Osborne missed, but Thomas with the offensive board kicks out to Penn. Now in the paint, Anstey to the right, fade away. It's off the back there, no, and then we're going to get a foul, and it's going to be offensively on UCLA.
Yeah, competitive game both ways. The crowd getting into it, coaches getting into it. It seemed like it was about time for Wyoming to get their call. Here you see the kind of fall down, and quite honestly, Melba may have pulled her down, but
they get the call. I think Coach Close thought it was on Wyoming to, not her to. She was clapping her hands, but they call it on Onyu. And it'll be Wyoming ball. 5-point Bruin lead, 2.5 to play third quarter. Weideman fakes, drives on Cho. Now kicks out. Ooh, that one almost got away, but Bradshaw read the kick-out pass. Step back from 18 is too strong. Rebound Osborne. All UCLA here in the second half underneath.
Yeah, kind of another one of those plays. That's not really her game to go one-on-one and pull up like that.
Osborne penetrating kick, but the 3 is short, and this time Olsen clears. Looking up to get something in transition for Wyoming. Nothing there.
Big 2-minute stretch here for Wyoming offensively.
Ball on the post entry, tipped away and taken away by Anstey. So talked about how the Cowgirls had limited turnovers to start this second half. All of a sudden they're turning it over a little bit here in the last few possessions. outside of that missed shot by Bradshaw. Osborne off the screen, has Olsen on her hip, can't get the shot away. And now lobs to Penn. Penn off a little bit of a handoff screen, spins out the jumper, and Fertig with the box out.
Wyoming's gotten the stops. I think that might be a kill. 3 stops in a row. They call it a kill. It looks like they need to get a good offensive possession here where hopefully they can get a paint touch and able to go inside out, whether through the post or through the drive.
Olsen can't get the shot away. Now up and under, can't get it, and then it's tipped out of bounds off Osborne, they say, and it will stay with Wyoming. New shot clock on the rebound. They'll reset to 20 here. Sanchez Ramos takes out Ellis, 2 subs for the Bruins. Dugalich and is that Brown? It is. Brown back in here. 5-point Bruin lead. Been kind of stuck on this score here for a couple minutes.
Yeah, Sanchez Ramos back in the game. Leading scorer for Wyoming today is look for her to possibly get going before the end of this quarter.
Sanchez Ramos fakes just inside the free throw line, tries to drive, fakes, little up and under,
right on
and
time.
Foul.
Just like we drew it up over here on the booth. You know, that's what we do in our meantime during timeouts and stuff. We draw up plays and no, I'm kidding. Great move, great step through. She's been a senior possessed tonight, making threes, making mid-range, and getting to the free throw line here on this possession. Just kind of finding a way to will her team as they struggle to get some baskets in this little stretch, and that's what good upperclassmen and seniors do.
Weideman got a rest, so she's back in, giving Olsen a rest. Mellema stays on the floor, and now Savic will give Fertig a rest here. You mentioned Sanchez Ramos. She's actually tied for the team lead now with Bradshaw, who's got 12. Rattles in the first free throw.
Yeah, she's played some awesome basketball again, kind of going off that last game against Tulsa where she got 19. And
Ridley's Family Market, save time, shop online, now offering home delivery, the official grocery store of Wyoming Athletics. She hits 2 for 2 here in this one. And then we get a substitution for UCLA before the inbound. Horvat was at the scorer's table, and Dugalich is going to come out.
Yeah, I love the fact Coach Close continuing to use her full rotation.
Really, it's a 9-player rotation.
Yep.
That's what she's been going to the last few games. Some games the bench plays a little more than others, but
she talked about it even with this elevation, the highest elevation in college basketball. She wanted to be able to make sure she used her depth to wear down this Wyoming team and to stay fresh.
They're playing off of Brown and Dublin Thomas. Penn gets away, back to Brown, open 15-footer, skims off, tipped, and Bradshaw collects the loose rebound.
Another stop for Wyoming. Has done a great job to end this quarter defensively. Now they just want to get one more offensive basket, maybe even squeeze a second one in before this quarter to
bounce pass down low, tough angle, and Weideman throws it straight out of bounds. Savic kind of backing up, trying to ward off, and that was just a tough angle. You really got to spin that ball in there.
Yeah, kind of the fundamental rule is if you can see both numbers from that top angle, then throw it in. If not, you have to throw it to a wing and let them have the better angle. Really hard to kind of get that post entry from the top unless it's a high-low where you see both numbers.
And I think, Brian, you were right. I think they were going 2 for 1 because they'll get a chance if they can get a stop here early in the clock. UCLA by 3, but they've turned it over or missed shots here in the last couple trips. Osborne looking for Thomas, back to Brown, now to Horvat. Bottom of your screen, Penn looking off a screen, gets picked up, now crosses to Brown. Brown wants to reset to Osborne with 6 in the clock. Down to 9 in the quarter. Osborne, deep 3 off the screen is no good. Rebound in the corner. We're going to get a push on the back with Bradshaw boxing out.
Wow, and they're shooting. And Wyoming Cowgirls are shooting, so that's a huge call if it was a foul, because they would have had to go the length of the court. Here's the replay. You see the miss on the block
boxes out. Oh, they're going to call the hold over as she tried to hook over the top of the arm to chase the rebound down. That's what they called.
That's a
little swim move.
That's a little bit of the. That's why you want to play home games in the postseason if you can.
Get a few of those calls is what you're saying as a coach?
No doubt. You know, crowd gets a little loud, vision starts getting blurry, and all of a sudden it's a foul.
So here's McKinley Bradshaw. 12 points tonight for all Mount West performer. Eyes it and rattles at home here. Bradshaw, 76% free throw shooter. Wyoming 75% as a team coming in from the free throw line. UCLA 78%. So 2 good free throw shooting teams, and Bradshaw buries both. 5 seconds left. Osborne's going to get a high screen, switch, hesitate down the lane, flips a It's the Bruins by 1. So Wyoming cut into the halftime lead, which was 2. It's 1 as we are done with the third quarter. We're going to have a heck of a finish coming up next. It's third round WNIT action on the Mountain West Network. Back here at the Arena Auditorium, where the Wyoming Cowgirls have had 3 consecutive overtime games, beat rival Colorado State at the end of the regular season in overtime by 6. Then in the first round of the WNIT, got past Idaho State, and then not 1, not even 2, as you see the winner against Idaho State there, as Idaho State missed the shot to tie. But how about 3 overtimes? Here's Bradshaw's corner 3 at the end of the second OT. That forced the third one on Sunday against Tulsa Bryan, and then the Cowgirls will go on to survive 97-90. But yeah, the Cowgirls have had a penchant for close games here at home in the last couple of weeks.
And give Coach Madsen and his staff credit. I mean, I asked him in shoot-around, what is it about this team? Does last year's run in March help you this year? And he said, absolutely. The experience, the cohesiveness, the togetherness, and just the ability to understand and awareness to say we can win these close games. You know, Tommy Olsen in Colorado State, she has a huge game. Different players stepping up.
Here's Furtick for 3, and that's too strong. She can make a few of those. Not a proficient three-point shooter, but every once in a while knocks one down. And I think they just tried to catch UCLA off guard as Penn gets called for the travel. We've seen her do that a little bit and get away with it, but not this time.
Yeah, different players can step up at different times and do different things. I don't think that's what they had in the playbook to come out of the quarter, but she's earned the right to be able to take one of those when you can get 18 rebounds in a game.
Here is Bradshaw, top of your screen, now to Olsen, hands off. Oh, I'm sorry, Weideman, then Olsen.
Love to see them get a touch to Bradshaw in the post or just do something to get her going, as she's had such a great second half.
Sanchez Ramos in the post trying to spin on Cho. Might have traveled. Yeah, there's the travel call. She switched her pivot foot when she tried to keep going across the lane.
But it happens. She almost got away with it.
Outside official saw what I saw because we had the same angle. 1 point UCLA lead rather to start the fourth. Thomas face up, thought about handing off, fakes the back door. Now she'll back down, lobs in the corner, up the wing, wide open Osborne for 3. Oh, and they get away with it.
They do get away with it. It's not the person you want to leave open.
Just a little short. Wyoming coming the other way. Sanchez Ramos to Furtick now. Looking, handoff to Sanchez Ramos, fakes the 3, Osborne out on her. Now a handoff to Tommy Olsen, back to Sanchez Ramos,
nice
fakes the 3, drives, pull up 12-footer, good.
Nice shot fake.
Back in front.
As they say where I'm from, she is in her bag right now. Great shot fake, great pull up in the mid-range, crowd on their feet. Hello, lead, 45-44. If you had popcorn before, you might need to get a second bag.
14th lead change of the night between these two. Battling on the high plains of the Laramie Valley. Cho off a handoff. No good. Rebound. Furtick with a good box out in front of Thomas. Now Sanchez Ramos finds Bradshaw off a screen, steps back and finds Furtick. And they'll reset their offense here. Fertig wants to give it a handoff to Sanchez Ramos. Fakes that three against Osborne. Now looking, gets it to Weideman. They've gone to this kind of dribble handoff. Now to Fertig, post up, turns to the middle, pivoting around, fade away from 6, score!
Nice move, the composure, the pivot, take your time. Wait a minute, you're 5'10", I'm 6'4", I'm gonna shoot over the top of you. Bucket for the freshman.
Don't always have to bang. Sometimes use that footwork to your advantage. Osborne trying to come off a screen, can't. Gets in the paint, had it knocked away, but gets it back and gets it to Penn. Penn trying to go one-on-one, and what do we get? A hand check foul on Weideman, 18 feet from the bucket.
Yeah, that play from Fertig, treating her like she was her little sister in the driveway, trying to stop me. You can't stop me. Give me some space. Too short. And here you see the foul on the other end.
It's going to come
like
right
a double
here.
dribble almost there.
Right there on that arm bar, reaching in.
Pretty high-level defense, I would say, but that's why I'm over here, and they call the games.
Double team off Dugalich, almost had it knocked away, gets it back, one dribble to Thomas down low, back it up and in.
Nice pass.
Sanchez Ramos kind of gambled and didn't get there for the steal, and that left Thomas open as Fertig tried to come up to help, and they get the layup to close it down to 1. Fertig hands off to Weideman. Squares up. Weideman's been quiet. She's got 8 tonight, but not quite the pace she's been at in the first couple of WNIT games, averaging 24 in the postseason coming in. Olsen with 7, drives right side. Scoop a shot, blocked out of bounds by Osborne. She was kind of waiting on that.
Great defense. Osborne is a baller on both sides. She hasn't had the best offensive game. She's had some impressive plays, their leading scorer, but she has really been good defensively.
Olsen looking for an inbound, can't find anybody. Now a 5 count, and they'll turn it over.
It's
and that
been a
might
while.
not be a bad turnover for Wyoming. You don't want to just give it away and throw it away.
Yeah, it's not a live ball turnover.
Yeah, you can now set your defense.
Coach G would say there's no turnover that's a good turnover.
Right.
But UCLA does such a good job. They haven't had one of those turnovers since early in the first half where they've denied the inbound so aggressively.
Kick back to Thomas. She'll fake the 3, puts it on the floor, now stops, finds Onyu, drives in, back to Thomas. She'll fire from 3. That is short. Rebound tipped around, tipped off a couple of Wyoming hands, and Bradshaw tracks it down. Bottom of your screen, finds a trailing Weideman.
Nice
hits
pass.
a cutting Sanchez Ramos in the paint, little flip with the right, too strong to the right side of the rim. Hit nothing but backboard. Onyu with the easy rebound.
Yeah, those are the shots they want, though. More shots in the paint, not having to play against this denying aggressive defense from UCLA.
Dugalich driving into the paint, across, sweeping right hand. It's nothing but backboard. You kind of traded awkward shots there at each end. Coming the other way.
This is the time in the game where it's called winning time. 6 minutes left in the game. All these little possessions matter. Who's going to make more winning plays than the other?
And here's a block by Dugalich and a foul called on her. She can't believe it. And Dugalich picks up her 4th personal of the night.
Yeah, Sanchez Ramos has been the player of the night. Here you see the replay. Great aggressive drive, able to get an angle on her shoulder and just going up strong. I understand where Dugalich maybe thinks she didn't foul, but when you swipe down, more times than not, the ref will call that a foul. She would have met it at his highest point. She probably doesn't get that, but regardless, the aggressive player was rewarded on that one.
Sanchez Ramos with 2 shots here, trying to extend a 1-point lead. Does not as it rattles in and out.
Sanchez Ramos has played so well today. Again, the senior, 16 points, 5 rebounds, playing some of her best basketball in these last 2 games.
Toes the mark, hides it, fires it, knocks that one down. 2-point Wyoming lead, 5.5 left in this 3rd round WNIT matchup in Laramie. And the crowd says, let's get into it on UCLA's offensive possession. Thomas to Owens. Bounce pass down low. Horvat's wide open. Turn around.
Nice.
She kind of waited for the defense, but flipped it up with the left hand, and we're tied.
Great little flex cut on the baseline there. Got a wide open layup.
5th tie of the night. Savage going to work down low. Fakes. A little right hand off the glass. Hit nothing but glass. Tried to go get her own rebound. But it's Onyu who gets there first.
Savage gets some extended minutes here in different spots and had a great move earlier. That one a little bit too hard.
I think Thomas figured out that's her go-to move and kind of played that hand and end up with a little bit of a wild shot. Backdoor underneath to Horvat. Put it up. She's fouled.
They are doing a great job executing. Last 2 times down, great screens for Horvat. And she has been open right under the basket.
So we're tied for the 5th time tonight. We've got 4:53 to go, but we're coming back to finish this one up on the Mountain West Network. 48 apiece in Laramie. In for a fantastic finish here in Laramie, tied at 48 between Wyoming and UCLA in this 3rd round WNIT action. The University of Wyoming College of Engineering and Applied Sciences, epically innovated since 1886. Visit us at uwio.edu/CEAS. Well, Brian, these teams right now, 5 times. This is our 5th tie of the night, 14 lead changes. Neither team has had much separation. Biggest lead for Wyoming was early on of 4 points, 6 points for UCLA. So, I mean, these two have been nip and tuck all night long. And the Cowgirls trying to take advantage of being at home again here. 19-8 as they play their 28th WNIT game. All but 2 of those played in Laramie. Last time Wyoming played a road game in the WNIT was 3 years ago when they lost to Arizona in the 4th round. First free throw by Horvat is good, giving UCLA the lead back in our 15th lead change of the night.
Yeah, you go back to Wyoming at home. They've played so well at home in conference, winning their last 3 in overtime, which we've talked about.
12-2 at home this year, as the second one good in UCLA. Up by 2. Weideman has it. Giving Olsen a little break, bringing the ball up. Now Olsen has it. Top of your screen. Dribbles to the top of the key, finds Sanchez Ramos. Ball fake, trying to drive on Horvat to the baseline. Stops, needs a little help. Gets it from Bradshaw. Bradshaw, one dribble, pull up just inside the free throw line off the front of the rim. Rebound, Onyu underneath.
Great shot by your leading scorer. She's got a shot and a look in the paint, kind of in her sweet spot, just a little bit short.
Drifted just a touch to her right, and it ended up being just a little bit to the right. Penn might have traveled. Pull up off the glass, spins out. Thomas with an offensive rebound. Put it up, blocked by Furtick. Rebound Furtick.
Nice block. Great no call by the ref to let him play, and huge play there and stop.
Just used her big frame and long wingspan to block that one.
Yeah, we've talked about it a couple times. The 6'4" Thomas.
Weideman can't get the shot away.
6'4" Furtick versus the 5'10" Thomas. Height advantage paid off on that one.
Here's Olsen driving right side. Stops. Hook pass. Weideman, corner 3. Got it for the lead.
Oh, that's the one they were looking for. Mrs. March does it again. Connects from 3. She has been scorching from 3 in this WNIT. I believe now she is 8 of 12 from 3. 75% from long range. And timeout.
UCLA 51-50. Wyoming has the lead. And how about this execution right here by the Wyoming Cowgirls? The hook pass, Weideman buries it. with 5 on the clock, 51-50. And we're back to finish this third round WNIT matchup next. Cowgirls by 1, and in large part right now, Brian, thanks to the three-point shooting here in the third round WNIT game against UCLA as we're back in Laramie. Cowgirls absolutely scorching from deep tonight.
Yes, they like to say, as the players like to say, making it rain, Coach. They are making it rain. A variety of different players, 7 of 11 as a team. Here you see them sharing the ball, kind of getting lost on that one. Penetration kick for the big three we just saw, 75%. Quinn Weideman is shooting in this WNIT tournament. Unbelievable numbers. She is Mrs. March, former Mountain West player of the tournament MVP last year, leading the Pokes to the tournament to play this UCLA team. Last year, UCLA ended their season. Wyoming trying to end UCLA's season tonight. Horvat
for 3 off a handoff. Hits another backboard, rebound down to Bradshaw. By the way, Weideman's 3 put her in double figures. She's got 11. And the Cowgirls have the 1-point advantage. 16th lead change of the night on that triple before the timeout by UCLA. Olsen to Weideman. Gets a high screen from Fertig. Hesitates. Left side. Stops. Back to an open Sanchez Ramos. She'll fake the shot down the left side. Wide open. Put it up and in.
She is balling. Great pass. Senior to senior. Doing what they do here in the clutch when it's winning time. She's made so many threes. They closed out hard. She shot fakes and got a wide open drive. Finishes with the left.
Game high 19 for Sanchez Ramos tonight for Wyoming.
Back-to-back 19-point games. She had 19, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists against Tulsa in that triple overtime win.
And an inside foul away from the basketball. This is an interesting one. Watch this. Kick out fake.
Great shot
and
fake
blow
drives.
by.
Yes.
And scooped it up and in. I didn't know if she had too much momentum going to scoop that, but she got it up on the glass and it rolled in.
Yeah, she's letting you know she's from Spain.
And then
She has all the scoops.
How about Horvat bumps into Sanchez, or actually into her own player, Osborne. They call the foul on Sanchez Ramos for a little push-up. Osborne against Olsen. Spins on the low right block into the paint. Kicks back out. Dugalich for 3 at the top. That's too strong. Rebound, Weideman.
They've done a great job keeping UCLA off the glass. It's been a huge one. Huge key, as we talked about in the opening game plan. Big offensive possession here from Wyoming. Can they get separation to make it a 2-possession lead?
Bradshaw backs off, finds Sanchez Ramos, comes to the near side, hands off to Weideman. And Penn was ready for that. Here's Weideman, can't get the up and under, finds a cutting Bradshaw, 6-footer short. Rebound off the front of the rim, went straight down to Penn. Hands off to Osborne.
Great shot.
Here comes the crowd again. Osborne backs off. 3 over. Olsen for the tie. That's no good. Offensive rebound. Thomas underneath. Spin with the left hand. Left it short. Tipped by Fertig. It's going to go out of bounds off her on the baseline.
Yeah, offensive rebounds. We talked about it early. Thomas did a great job muscling and getting separation to get that one. Almost able to get over the front of the rim. Not quite. And looks like a timeout here for the Pokes. We haven't talked about Jeff Linder and his gesture. He's standing in the hallway watching. Led this Wyoming men's program to a top 25. They were ranked number 22 on the AP poll in the season. Make it to the NCAA tournament. Had an incredible season. And so for the WNIT, students don't get free tickets.
Right.
So Jeff Linder paid for 300 tickets for the first 300 students to come by and get those tickets today. What an awesome gesture by Jeff Linder. And Coach G said he texted him earlier and said he really appreciated that support and him making sure that they had that extra boost tonight from the crowd.
A couple of your men's players right there for the Pokes showing their love here in the WNIT as they're trying to get the crowd on their feet here. It's been a good student turnout here for this WNIT action as, again,
the men's team got the crowd on their feet right on time. It is 1 minute and 30 seconds left. It is a one-possession game. 20 seconds on the clock.
Joe on the handoff, wide open for three, and the Tide got it.
Big-time execution out of the timeout. Joe has been so good tonight. Subtle, but so strong on both ends, and a huge three-pointer wide open in the corner.
Down low, they find Furtick battling against Thomas. Powered up, no, and they say she went straight up.
I don't disagree. She is a strong young lady. She held her ground, and Furtick used to having the advantage physically. She does not have the advantage physically tonight.
Thomas, hands off. We're going to get an illegal screen, and Dugalich just fouled out.
That is a big call and a very good call at the same time. Illegal screen.
It was way away from the basketball on the bottom of the screen off to our right.
Here you see the replay.
Right here, just kind of moved in, just kind of a little bit of a slide to the right, and Dugalich fouls out, so Horvat's going to come back in. And very limited from Dugalich off the bench tonight. She had 1 point in her limited action. And again, we're tied at 53, sixth tie of this game. Horvat subbed in quickly. Coach Mattinson, I think he's tired about arguing for the foul call. He's trying to do, he's been trying to work for a foul call, but they have.
They were able to get in the bonus last quarter, but definitely has been a physical, and the refs have done a great job of letting them play. And you want the players to decide games at this time of year. You don't want it to be in the referee's hands or in their whistle.
Little bounce pass back to Sanchez Ramos. Now to Bradshaw trying to post up Furtick. Now instead they kick it out high to Weideman. Weideman now to Furtick. Hands off to Weideman. She'll drive baseline. Fakes the reverse. Kicks out to Sanchez Ramos with 4 on the shot clock. To the lane. Flips it up. No. And knocked out of bounds. Will be a shot clock violation. Give it back to UCLA with a tick under 30 seconds left in the game. UCLA's got 2 timeouts left. Wyoming's got 3. I think Coach Close just wants her team to play. Brown back in for Horvat.
Yeah, Wyoming got it to the right player. Not exactly the most ideal scenario, but they played this way all night.
UCLA can hold for the last shot to win it. Are we going to another overtime here in Laramie? Perhaps. And now Coach Close will call the timeout as they get it in the forecourt. She could have called timeout to advance the ball, I think. I know that's...
Yes, she could have.
She could have, but she opted not to. So a quick 30-second timeout. They'll try and draw something up.
One of her mentors talking to her before the game and shoot around, John Wooden, spent 15 years going over to his house on Tuesday. She served as an assistant early in her career, was able to meet him one night through Steve Lavin, inviting her over, and one of her mentors. And so maybe that's something Wooden taught her. You don't know, but one thing she did talk about is how big it is for her to treat her players as more than just basketball players and teach them big-time lessons in life. Right here, they've been really good executing out of baseline out of bounds, sideline out of bounds. 24 seconds left. I would imagine they would hold probably till around the 8-second mark, so that way they can still get an offensive rebound tip in.
Again, I think maybe a 2-man game between Thomas and Osborne, but watch out for Cho. She stepped up, hit that tying 3. They get into Osborne.
Yeah, the dynamic duo we talked about in the Star Watch.
Now to Brown. Brown, they lay off her. Now to Penn. Between the circles. Left of your screen. Looking for Osborne. Fake the pass to her. Won't give it to her. Now Penn hands it off.
Leading scorer.
Now to Thomas. Thomas fakes the handoff. One-on-one. Trying to get it back to Osborne. Backdoor feed. Put it up. Blocked by Furtick. Out of bounds.
Block.
With 3
might have been by Sanchez Ramos on the block.
Actually, I believe you are correct.
They did have the two-man game, as you see in the replay, just like you said. Great backdoor.
You are correct. It was Sanchez Ramos because Osborne had to kind of adjust her shot to the right with Fertig there, and Sanchez Ramos got a piece, and UCLA burns their last timeout with 3.8 seconds left. Now, here's that baseline out of bounds you talked about, Brian. The fact that they've gotten some scores off of that. As you see this one, just a quick deflection by Sanchez Ramos. It goes out of bounds. Wyoming not able to get there for the defensive rebound.
Well, the tricky part I know we talked about the height difference for Fertig and Thomas. Thomas is so good at moving her feet. It makes it hard when she does set the screen. Fertig cannot switch those screens because she is 6'4" and a little bit slower feet. So I would imagine Thomas will probably likely be the screener in hopes that they can create some separation as they have. But she may not even be in the game. Let me see. It looks like she's still in. So
yeah.
On the other hand, Wyoming's so good at just being solid and understanding defensively what it takes to take things away. So this is what March is about, late game execution. Sometimes it's not exactly how you draw it up, but we often see some of the most memorable plays happen in these moments in March. We'll see what happens next.
We brought it to you earlier. Last three home games have all gone to overtime, and then triple overtime Sunday. Could we have that here, or will UCLA win it? No more timeouts for the Bruins. Wyoming's got 3 left. Does Coach Mattinson burn one here just to see the setup? Doesn't look like he's going to. Box set around the paint. Baseline left. Penn will try and trigger it in. Gets it in the corner. Osborne hesitates, puts it up. It's off the front of the rim. Whiteman can't get it away at the buzzer. It wouldn't have counted the half quarter. And guess what? Overtime for the 4th straight time here at the Arena Auditorium in Laramie.
And I know I've said it. My man Terrell Owens said it best. Get your popcorn ready. So if you already had 1 or 2, popcorn number 3. Get ready.
Yes. 53-53, and we're back with the overtime coming up here. 3rd round WNIT between Wyoming and UCLA on the Mountain West Network.
I did. That's a great point. I took the words from Coach G. Coach G probably thought there's no way we can play another overtime game, but yes, you are 100% correct. As he high-fives Jeff Linder before they start, as Coach G gets him a quick splash of water.
Brown and Fertig in the jump, and Brown won the opening tap of the game. And this time, Fertig tips it back to Brown, and she's in the forecourt and carefully hands it to Osborne as to not go over and back with a pass right there. That was an interesting tip.
Got a little defense chant from the crowd.
Osborne down low to Thomas. Thomas around, flips it up and in, and UCLA up by 2 to start the overtime. 5-minute overtimes.
So good at what she does inside. She's really been quiet second half, but great move to start the overtime on the step through by Thomas.
Team high 13 for Imari Thomas tonight to lead the Bruins. Sanchez Ramos through the top, down low, Fertig posted up, wants to penetrate, goes off the weak shoulder, bank it up, and it rolls out. She'll get 2. Thomas picks up, I believe, her first personal foul of the night. It is.
The difference on that one, normally she didn't really move Thomas when she put it on the floor. She kind of just let her stand her up, and so she's trying to make those moves. That time she was able to move her with the bounce, get a little bit better position, and draws the foul.
Fertig this time with players on the line for Wyoming.
Tell you what, you have to give Thomas a lot of credit. At 5'10", playing against a 6'4" Mountain West Freshman of the Year, she has done an outstanding job of defending all night long and defending without fouling and making Fertig frustrated. But both interior players starting the game starting this overtime off with 2 points.
Well, let's just be tied for the 7th time tonight as she goes 2 for 2 with the strike. Fertig now with 9 points to go with 8 rebounds tonight. Bradshaw has the double-double for the Cowgirls. Here's Osborne, top of your screen, gets a screen from Thomas. She'll step back and shoot the 3, wide open and knock it down.
Too much room. That's the mismatch differential. Although she's 5'10", she's shown that ability to stretch it. She's already made threes tonight. She's 40%, and Fertig giving a little bit too much room that time. 2
of 4 tonight beyond the arc is Imari Thomas. Adds to her team high, this time 16 points. Handoff Olsen to Sanchez Ramos. Now they look down low, but Olsen can't find Fertig. And now they kick it cross court to Weideman. Brown on her. She'll drive on Brown. Stops. Fakes. A little step back.
Nice.
Is up and in.
Nice. Nice. Mrs. March. She's always clutch for this Wyoming ball club.
13 for Weideman as the crowd rises to their feet here at the Arena Auditorium in Laramie.
Yeah, we talked about Weideman in the open. She's averaging 24 a game in this postseason, 23 a game in this postseason. And there you see a reason why. She is
Pin on the kick out, can't get it. Defensive stop is the rebound grab by Sanchez Ramos. Olsen kicks ahead to Bradshaw. Well, Bradshaw penetrates, stops, top of your screen, hits Sanchez Ramos to Fertig, now to Weideman. She'll dribble drive baseline, around a player, reverse it up and in for the layup.
She hit it with the hezzy, the stop and go, and then the reverse layup. I continue to say it, she is Mrs. March for this ball club. Last year's Mountain West Tournament MVP, leading scorer in the WNIT. She just finds a way, shooting over 50% from the field.
18th lead change of the night, 59-58. Brown hands off to Osborne, almost fumbled it. Gets a rescreen, hesitates, steps back, no. This time they're trying to post Olsen with Brown down low, can't find anybody. Down to 2 on the clock, Pin can't get it off, and she buries it at the buzzer. And now they're going to review it to see if it's a shot clock violation or not. I don't know if she got it off, Brian.
Great defense. Gave her a little bit too much room, knowing that she only had 2 seconds.
It looks like the ball's still in her hand as zeros and the light on. That would be a shot clock violation. They can review. They send the teams to their bench, and this is going to be critical. Yeah, there was one of these controversial shot clock violations in the Tulsa overtime win Sunday. It was legit. Now is this one going to be reversed by the officials?
Well, the beauty of what you love about what the NCAA has done is they allow these plays to be reviewable. At one point in time, they didn't take the time to make sure they got these kind of plays right.
So it looks like with zeros and the shot clock lit up, that ball is still in her hand. 1, she goes up right there. That ball is still in her hand, and I think the light's on. And they wave it off in a shot clock violation, the official says. And so UCLA does not take the lead. Wyoming will have it with a 1-point advantage here with just over 2 minutes to go in the first OT. On the side, they will give it to Wyoming in backcourt.
Huge defensive stop there by the Cowgirls, able to come up with a shot clock violation in overtime.
I did not think Penn saw the clock winding down.
Now here you see it interesting. They're pressuring and looking to deny. They usually do this on baseline of bounds. Now they're doing it full court. They've gotten 2 5-second calls today. Did not get that one.
Tommy Olsen across midcourt. Kicks it to Fertig on a little release. Hands off to Weideman. Weideman off a rescreen. Hesitates. Cut off on the baseline drive. Looking and double dribbled. She wanted to go to Bradshaw, and it looked like Bradshaw at the bottom of your screen was going to come to her, and then she kind of just got her hands mixed up while trying to pick the ball up.
Yeah, Wyoming, 19 turnovers tonight. I mean, UCLA has been hounding, pressuring, denying the entire ball game, and another turnover there.
17 points off turnovers for UCLA tonight.
Which it could be a lot more. With 19 turnovers, you would think.
Thomas to Penn. Down low, Horvat posting up. Powers it up, and no. Rebound, and a foul from behind with Horvat over the back as Sanchez Ramos stood her ground that time, Brian. And finds a way to get the stop and the foul over the back.
And a much better job defensively. They've run that baseline flex cut twice and gotten the same play for Horvat. That time, Sanchez Ramos able to fight through the screen and wall up and get another huge back-to-back stops for the Pokes.
Cowgirls and UCLA, one team will survive and advance. Who's it going to be? 1:45 to play in the first overtime. Wyoming by 1. Fertig provides a little relief, hands off to Weideman down the left side. Stops, backdoor feed to a cutting Bradshaw, reverse it up and no. Furtick gets the rebound,
Nice
falling
rebound.
down, put it up, no good. But she'll have a shot to get 2 freebies at the line.
Great backdoor, great offensive rebound again. Furtick does not get enough credit for the elite offensive rebounder. She's one of the best offensive rebounders in the country. She had 7 offensive rebounds against Tulsa.
And this is what Wyoming's done. They've pulled Furtick out from the post at times to open up those backdoor cuts on the overplaying in the passing lane by UCLA defensively tonight.
Yeah, Coach G knows exactly what he's doing. He's played this team again last year in the tournament. We've talked about that several times. And it's those little adjustments in March that makes the difference in winning and losing. And Furtick early on wasn't making her free throws. I think she might have missed 3 out of her first 4.
She's made a little adjustment now.
Yeah, she's getting in the groove right now.
10 points, 9 rebounds for the freshman of the year in the Mountain West, the first freshman of the year in the Mountain West for Wyoming, and she puts Wyoming up by a full 1 possession and a timeout. I believe Coach Mattinson took the timeout.
Yep, 30-second timeout.
And so we'll keep it right here, 61-58. And it's not like this is out of reach here for UCLA. If your coach...
I mean, out of reach is a 1-possession game.
Yeah. If you're coach close, what do you draw up in situations like this? As this does actually extend to immediate timeout here. So we are going to take a break here. 61-58, Wyoming in front by 3. 1:32 left in overtime 1 in the WNIT. Back inside the Arena Auditorium in Laramie, Wyoming, 3rd round WNIT, another thriller. If you're a Wyoming fan, again, the 4th consecutive overtime game at home. Wyoming has a 3-point lead. How did we get here? 18 lead changes, 7 ties. Brian, neither team is led by more than 6 points tonight.
Yeah, awesome. Just never been bigger than a 2-possession game. You love to see the back and forth, the competitive nature. Neither team wants to go home. Neither team wants their season to end. And this Wyoming team, if I'm any good at math, which I'm not the best, but I believe they've won 9 home games in a row.
9 of 10, I believe.
I believe it's 9 in a row. Let's check it.
Okay, we'll double check it. We'll double check it. All right, UCLA basketball after the timeout. Taken by Wyoming, but it went to a media break. Osborne to Thomas. Play a little 2-man game. Thomas will face up. Now looking for Cho on the handoff. Hesitates, backs off, finds Penn at the top of the key. Penn penetrates right down the right side, scoop it up and in. That was too easy for Gerald Mattinson defensively.
Yeah, a little jab step to the left, straight line drive right, and 1-point game.
Weideman at the bottom of your screen has the dribble, left wing. Kicks it to Furtick. This is where Wyoming's taking advantage of backdoor cuts. Now a handoff to Weideman. Hesitates through the key, finds Olsen. Tommy wanted to turn the corner, doesn't. Backs off. Now the top of the key with 8 on the shot clock. Looking down low, can't find anybody. Looking for somebody. She'll just have to hook it up towards the rim. Air ball, and it's ripped away by Horvath. UCLA can take the lead on this trip. 35 seconds to go. About a 9-second difference in the shot clock.
Yeah, a little surprised on that one. She didn't give it to Bradshaw to let her be at your leading scorer, but the senior kept it. Tried a little hook shot, didn't work.
Trying to find Osborne, doesn't. Goes away, hands off to Cho. They just ran this play, it looked like. Now Penn, top of your screen. One-on-one, bounce pass to Horvath. Faces up on Sanchez Ramos. Little fadeaway off the glass. No. Thomas with the rebound. We've got a whistle.
Wow.
And I believe we've got a foul.
Offensive foul.
Offensive rebounding foul and a push-off by Thomas against Furtick.
Looked like it was a good call. Didn't have the best angle, but she does kind of nut. Yeah, she pushed it with 2 hands in the back on the offensive rebound. So it really took away what would have been 2 points for UCLA to go up. And now because UCLA is at their 5th foul, it's a shooting bonus foul. All shots are bonus. So it's 2 shots for Furtick. A huge call there.
Coach Close could not believe the fact that a call was made there. At first she was kind of arguing the call. Now they're going to go to the monitor to check maybe who the free throw shooter should be, but I'm pretty sure it's Furtick. She was trying to box out.
No doubt about it, it's Furtick. She pushed her in the back with 2 hands. And
she's 5 of 9. And I believe 4 of her last 5. Yeah, it's absolutely Furtick. Square in the back on the 45.
Call. Good call. Huge call in this one possession game with 11 seconds to go. The free throws are going to be huge. Obviously, ideally she makes 2. Whether she makes 2 or makes 1, it's still a 1 possession game. So UCLA has plenty of time with 11 seconds. They can't advance the ball with the timeout. Again, look for that 2-man game with Thomas and their dynamic duo with Osborne.
You need both to make it a full 1 possession game. Furtick, 11 points, 9 rebounds. And on that push, maybe denied her 10th for a double-double. Toes the mark. Through the routine, on the way, in and out, stays out.
Tell you who does have a double-double, Bradshaw.
Yes.
14 points, 12 rebounds for Bradshaw. She has been doing a ton of dirty work today.
As you see, the freshman of the year, going to toe the mark. First ever freshman of the year for Wyoming in the Mountain West in women's basketball. Second one on the way. That one's good. So UCLA calls timeout. They'll advance the basketball. You can tie with a 2 or win with a 3. The question will be, Brian, if you're Coach Close, what do you do to draw things up here? I think almost you've struggled from distance tonight.
Yeah, they're not a three-point shooting team. I don't think the play is going to be designed for that. I think very similar to what we saw before. Some type of action with your 2 leading scorers that are 2 of the top 5 scorers in the Pac-12. Probably something similar. It may not be a backdoor, but something where you can get the ball to Thomas and be able to get it back to Osborne, either in a ball screen, a handoff, something of that nature. And again, always have to watch the offensive rebound. It's not just about the shot. It's the shot that you missed that they put back that normally is the shot that hurts you in these situations.
And tonight, UCLA with 14 offensive rebounds that have led to 11 second chance points. We've talked about the turnovers. That has not necessarily come back to haunt Wyoming, but it has helped UCLA stay around. So UCLA basketball, they're going to bring it out on this near side bottom of your screen. The inbound to Osborne, picked up by Olsen with 11, down to 8, and now Tommy gives the foul out high because Wyoming had a foul to give. That's just their 4th team foul. And so now that waste time, they did this actually the other day against Tulsa.
I love it. Coach G showing his crafty, coaching nuances, if you will.
All right, here we go.
Just kind of throwing off the rhythm of their play.
Penn one more time to Osborne out high. Trying to get it to Thomas. Thomas will attack. Spins left side. Lay it up and in with 2 seconds to go. And a timeout. 1.9 officially, but Thomas with a great post move down the left side. Got Furtick off balance.
Yeah,
scoops it off the glass with the left, and we're tied. Wyoming will inbound near their bench.
Almost exactly. Here's the replay, what we talked about. Osborne and Thomas in a 2-man game. She could have handed it off. She decided to keep it, and she drives to the middle, spins baseline, and finishes with the left. Not an easy play, but leans in, so it's a closer shot, not one of these fallaways.
Well, and you saw Furtick kind of make sure she kind of had her chest out and the hands high so she didn't create a 3-point opportunity by mistake by maybe trying to slap down at the ball.
Yeah, Thomas is a mismatch. I mean, she can step out and make 3s. She's already made 2 tonight, 2 of 4. She can put it on the floor from a short drive at the elbow like she just did, or she can get you inside. So big time play, and 2 seconds left. We've seen heroics from Wyoming time and time again. They've been in 3 overtime games in a row. Look for something.
Bradshaw or Weideman, I would say here, as Ellis will inbound.
Absolutely.
Or maybe Furtick going to the rim. Ellis looks, and will fake the lob down low to Furtick, and it's stolen by Thomas. Thomas, three-quarter court shot will not count. And we go to a second overtime. Why not, right? Let's just keep playing.
Just keep playing.
18 lead changes, and now our 8th tie of the game. They lobbed a little too far for Furtick. Thomas got it, but she did not get the shot off. I saw the referee behind the play wave it off before she even launched it. We go to overtime number 2. WNIT third round next on the Mountain West Network. It's been a fun game so far tonight, Brian, as we get ready for overtime number 2 here at the Arena Auditorium in Laramie, tied at 62. This would be our 8th tie of the night. How did we get here? Well, big plays by both sides. First, huge 3 in the corner gave Wyoming a lead. Sanchez Ramos with a running layup. It looked like Wyoming was in control, but no. Cho off the inbound buries a corner 3 for UCLA. And then we go to the first overtime. And it was Amari Thomas to get things going, stepping back and knocking down a big 3. Weideman with a little step back in the lane. And then Quinn Weideman one more time for Wyoming, this time in the hesitation for the reverse, only to see Thomas get this big tying layup. And here we go to overtime number 2. You ready?
Yeah, definitely ready. I mean, this is what it's all about. Big-time players making big-time plays in big-time games. This is what March is about. Both coaches have done a tremendous job leading their team, keeping them poised and under control, and the execution on both sides, both offensively and defensively. I mean, what more could you ask for in a game in March to go to the 4th round of the WNIT?
Horvat this time tries to tip it forward. It's patted around, and a nice save by Penn, almost in front of us. And so UCLA first crack to try and take the lead here in overtime number 2. It's Penn off his double screen, missed the 18-footer. Furtick gets the rebound for a double-double.
Yeah, I would say keep an eye on Osborne. She's 3 of 13, their leading scorer. She only has 7 points, but I would say keep an eye on her. She's made huge plays offensively and defensively, just not in scoring. And then on the Wyoming side, I would still say Weideman and Bradshaw in the overtime are going to be huge keys.
Bottom of your screen, Olsen has it, knocked out of her hands, and Osborne saves the steal. 1-on-2, she'll try and attack right by Olsen for the layup.
Just spoke about her. I mean, you cannot keep great players from making clutch moments in games like this, especially girls and young ladies that have a will to win like she does. So not surprised at all. Great steal, huge layup to get UCLA started in overtime.
Sanchez Ramos pull back from 15, got it. Oh, that was clutch.
Senior to senior. Love to see it. I left her out when I said the people to look out for. She's been the leading scorer in the game. What are you doing, Brian?
She said B. Come on, man.
Yeah, what are you doing? 21 points. Season high, I believe. 7 rebounds. She is balling out.
Cho has it up top. Now they post Thomas back to Horvat. Trying to repost Thomas. They'll go in the corner. Back to Horvat. Horvat now to Osborne.
Good defense there by Sanchez Ramos, sitting in the lap of Thomas, and they can't feed it to her.
Hangs off the glass, no good. Thomas might have gotten away with a push-off. Can't get the rebound, or can't get the putback to go. Horvat with a 3rd chance. Cho finds Kayla Owens.
Talked about it early on in the game plan, those offensive rebounds, second chance. Yes, they have 15, UCLA does, in this game. it has paid dividends for them to be able to be in the second overtime.
Horvat in the screen and roll, missed it. Fertig had it knocked out of her hands. They say it will stay with UCLA.
Wow.
My apologies, that was not Owens. That was Jalen Penn who had it out high there for a moment.
Here's the replay on the tip. It looked like it.
Fertig has it, and that ball.
Yeah, they might need to review that one. That was off of Thomas.
It looked like it might have rolled off the hand of Fertig just a touch.
Thomas is really slick. She kind of gets that push in the back pretty regularly with Fertig. Fertig's got to get a little bit lower in her post position.
Ball knocked away by Fertig, and Weideman with the steal.
Yeah, great defense there by Fertig to be able to poke that one away, and Weideman picks up the steal. She's 2.5 steals a game in this WNIT.
Might have more than that tonight. Sanchez Ramos looking down low for Fertig, lobs it to her, posted up, low right block, comes to the middle with a few dribbles, stops, fakes, powers it up, and off the glass and in. Wyoming takes a 2-point lead here in the second OT.
That's when she's at her best, putting it on the floor, initiating some contact to create space, getting to her sweet spot, and then getting composed before she goes up. They're not doubling her.
Here's
a great steal
on a lazy bounce pass, trying to post up Horvat for a two-man game on the high post up.
Tommy Olsen, she said, you stole it from me earlier. I'm stealing it back. Give me back my cookies.
And now Gerald Madison takes a timeout saying, I want to
settle everybody down.
Yeah, calm things down and run something good to maybe extend the lead to 2 possessions here. And so they are going to take, I believe, a media timeout here. But Sanchez Ramos and Fertig have given Wyoming the lead. 66-64, second overtime, third round WNIT action from Laramie, Wyoming. Back here at the Arena Auditorium in Laramie, second overtime of this third round WNIT matchup. David Sutter, Brian Burton with you on the Mount West Network. And well, in the second overtime, UCLA got off to the lead with Osborne reaching in, and then she just beat 2 Wyoming players down the court, took it right past Olsen for the layup. But back come the Cowgirls. A quick pull-up jumper by Sanchez Ramos, and then the power post-up over the contact and over the defender by Thomas by Fertig. And Wyoming with a 2-point lead. They take the timeout here to try and settle themselves down. Need a big offensive possession here with 2:16 left, trying to get it to a 2-possession game, Brian. So Weideman will trigger it in here for the Cowgirls. Looks, nobody coming free, and now Sanchez Ramos finally does. She wants to give it right back to Weideman and does. Top of your screen. Weideman back to Sanchez Ramos, trying to find Fertig on a post up. Instead, they'll dribble down. Lob pass is tipped by Cho, saved by Cho as she runs out of bounds and crashes into some camera folk down underneath the basket.
Cho's played some outstanding defense today. She's made some big defensive plays.
Yeah, a lot of tips, deflections that may not show up in the stats officially, but has helped her team out. 2-man game, hand off to Osborne.
She has 4 official steals, Cho does, but she's played so well and made some timely baskets.
And that is an air ball 3 wide left by Thomas. She got a good screen from Osborne, lined it up, and just shot it just a touch left.
I think for the first time that 7.220 is kind of kicked in for her. That's the elevation, 7,220 feet.
And you saw Tulsa kind of run out of gas Sunday in the third overtime.
It is the second overtime. It's only natural. Wyoming used to this. That is the home court advantage.
Haven't seen a lot of substituting by either team here in the extra sessions. Weideman looking down low, lobs to Furtick. Furtick gathers, powers through the contact, up and it rolls off the front of the rim. But Thomas picks up the foul. Now for Thomas, it's only her third personal foul.
Here you see the replay. The cool thing is Coach Madison kind of said this to her and celebrated when she did it the first time. And every time since then, Furtick has put the ball on the floor, leaned in a little bit, created a little more space and opportunity for herself, and then gathered herself instead of just trying to catch and go through a really strong and powerful player in Thomas.
Split her last free throw attempts. This time, first one is in and out, no good again.
No problem.
So, second one, 14 points, 10 rebounds, as you see for the freshman. She is
6 of 12 from the line.
4 of 9 from the field today. Furtick just back off the free throw line. Eyes it, fires it, and knocks it down. You hear that net switch. 3-point lead for Wyoming. It's a big defensive stand for them. Or can UCLA get a big offensive possession?
Crowd on their feet.
Looks out of Thomas. Trying to hand it off to Osborne off the screen into the paint. Looks for a bounce pass. She's shut down. Gets it back to Thomas. Thomas just inside the arc. Hands off to Penn down the lane. Stop and pop from 12. Good.
Penn's made some big baskets, and she's kind of been a person they've gone to a lot here in the clutch.
Trying to get away from Thomas and Osborne and all the pressure that Wyoming's putting on her. Lob down low for Furtick. Good catch underneath. Block from behind, out of bounds. That's a good block.
I can't say enough about Thomas. She is 5'10", battling inside, the grad transfer from Cincinnati, but so much length she has on her arms, she's able to reach up without even jumping and block that.
Inbound to Weideman for 3. Got it! And a 3-point lead
in the Star Watch. I called her Mrs. March for a reason, because she can make baskets like those.
They called it a 2, so we're going to get a review at the monitor across the way. Wyoming fans thought it was a 3. They called it a 2, which would make it only a 1-possession game, a 3-point lead. I thought she was behind the line in the corner, but the outside ref, Weideman.
It didn't look like it was close to me originally. It looked like a mid-range curl, but regardless, huge basket because it went.
She's inside the arc by a margin, so this will be a quick review. It's an 18-footer.
Huge basket because it went in. She's shooting over 50% coming into this game in March in this tournament, averaging over 20 points a game. Again, we've talked about it before. She is the Mountain West MVP last year, leading this team to the tournament, to the NCAA tournament, to play this same UCLA team. And as a senior, you guarantee her and Olsen and Sanchez Ramos don't want to end their career to UCLA 2 years in a row.
Well, this is what's going to be interesting. This should be a quick review. It's not a timeout. It's a review between a 2 or 3, but it's going to be a clear 2. She was way inside the arc by probably a 1.5 feet. So it does make it a full 1-possession game, 69-66. It just looked from my vantage point, floor angle-wise, I thought she was outside the arc, but she took a quick jumper to get that jumper to go. And Weideman up to 17 points all of a sudden, averaging 24 coming in. She had 25 in the first round win in overtime against Idaho State. On Sunday, it was Weideman in a timeout against Tulsa in the third overtime and said, we're winning this game now. Does she make another statement like that to this team that's playing with a lot of confidence? But hey, the rematch from the tournament a year ago has lived up to everything and exceeded expectations tonight. What a ball game between Wyoming and UCLA. 20 lead changes, 9 ties tonight. Fans on their feet.
Yeah, the biggest question now is, can Wyoming find a way to get the stop out of the timeout?
Now,
or
the question is what else are they looking at on the review? Maybe the clock?
I don't know. They're giving some extended timeout because that was easily a 2 from the minute she shot it. But
okay, they reset the game clock to 41.2, so they put 1. Let's see. I want to say, well, they reset it to 41.2. It was just a couple of ticks, so it was not the shot. It was the clock didn't necessarily stop right away after Weideman drained the jumper. So a 3-point lead. There you see Jeff Linder, who bought 300 student tickets to get more students in to this WNIT. third-round matchup in Laramie. Haven't seen Dominic Onyu, the redshirt freshman from Jacksonville. She is checked in. She'll take it out. Osborne, Penn, Thomas, and I believe Cho. Yes, Osborne to the bottom of your screen. Gets a high screen. Now they'll get it one-on-one. Here's Penn driving on Weideman. Left it short. Rebound. Comes down to Sanchez Ramos. They strip it away. Put it up and in.
Wow, no call.
Sanchez Ramos looking for the foul. Did not call. Timeout going to be taken.
Not exactly sure what happened there. It looked like it was a ball that was clearly Sanchez Ramos. And I don't know if it was a jump ball or she just stripped it.
Coach Close is...
Good no call. I'll give him credit. Good no call. It wasn't a foul. She actually lost her footing, had the ball kind of in a low position, and Penn with a heady play just to kind of snatch it out of her hand and say, I'll take that back and get a layup. I'm surprised that UCLA chose to go to Penn in that particular situation, given the fact that Thomas and the two-man game that they've been doing with Thomas all game and Osborne has been so well. But credit to them, it worked out, and now it's about getting the stop. They are going to pick up full court.
Yeah.
They're so good at denying.
Well, they called timeout, so it'll be sideline out of bounds in the forecourt. They're going to inbound next to the Wyoming bench. So I think they were looking for the foul. Coach Mattinson's been arguing the foul, but if you watch this replay again, watch this one more time. Sanchez Ramos clearly with the rebound, and she just kind of loses her balance.
Yep.
I didn't see a clear push right there.
No, good no call.
And just lost her balance. And
it wasn't even a jump ball.
Yep. Wyoming was actually calling for timeout. They inbound to Ellis. Ellis matched up against Thomas, and Thomas will give the foul. That's going to be her fourth personal foul. That'll put Grace Ellis at the free throw line here for the Wyoming Cowgirls. So Ellis has not played a lot tonight.
No, she really hasn't. Sanchez Ramos has played really well. So they're usually played similar positions. She's in right now for Furtick, kind of playing at the 5. Small.
Well, here's the reason why. Ellis on the year, 85% at the free throw line. So that's why you put Ellis in here
no
for
doubt
Furtick.
about it. Ellis has been a game changer for this team all season. She's kind of been an X factor, and tonight, not necessarily her night, but that's the thing you love about really good teams, great teams, championship level teams. And different people can step up at different times and different moments.
Slides that one in.
Yeah, as Coach Linder told me at one point in time when Hunter Thompson had the huge plays here in that big game that they got in the last game of the year
against Fresno.
Against Fresno, he said, Burton, you need everybody.
Second one, Ellis calmly goes 2 for 2. She's going to sub out. And UCLA tried to inbound. They had a sub at the table.
So loud in here, they couldn't hear the whistle. That's all that is.
Yeah.
Wyoming fans, big time play for Grace Ellis. Hasn't taken a shot, has played 2 minutes in this ball game, and has as many points as she does minutes with those 2 free throws. Cool as the other side of the pillow.
25.2 to go. They reset the clock. Here's Osborne. Inside, penetrates all the way to the rim, lay it up and in.
Little miscommunication, mishap there. Didn't want to give one that easily.
Sanchez Ramos trying to get it in. Close to a 5 count. We'll get a timeout taken by Coach Mattinson. Burns his last TO with 19.3 to go. So that will
smart decision.
Stretch to a full timeout. And Wyoming can now inbound in the forecourt. And so with 19.3 to go, it's going to be another situation.
Grace Ellis is coming back in the game. Let's just say that real quick.
Okay, yeah, she is now checked in already for Furtick. You get one of your better free throw shooters off the bench. You just calmly sank 2. The question now becomes, can Wyoming get the ball in bounds? Because that's where they've struggled tonight. And now, if you have Imari Thomas matched up on Ellis, does she give the foul? Because she now has 4 fouls, and you don't necessarily want to be without one of your clutch players and best players with time left on the clock in a closed ball game, in a 1-possession game.
Great point all the way around. And the pressure release has been the 5 spot, which is who Thomas is guarding, which is where Grace Ellis was. And so last time they passed it right into their pressure release, got fouled. So it'll be interesting to see what UCLA is going to do. They're probably going to deny, and right after that deny, they have to foul, trying to get a steal or trying to get a jump ball. The possession arrow is with Wyoming right now.
Right.
The fouls, any foul is in the bonus, so you're shooting 2
for either team, because Wyoming has 4, so they don't have any more to give.
So really important for Wyoming to just be able to secure this ball in, get it to someone without getting the jump ball. And
now you want to set a solid screen here, but you don't want to set something moving or illegal and just give the ball over with a chance for UCLA to win it. All right, Sanchez Ramos will trigger it in, looking, trying to get it to Ellis, tosses it to her. He tries to foul her and takes her to the floor. That's just a little extracurricular. It was not anything on purpose. It just happened to be the way the foul kind of took everybody down.
More of her feet than anything. Just kind of
just tangled the feet. You are correct.
Really close to the side. I know, great defense. They did make that sub for Thomas. That's why you see the subs coming back in when Thomas coming back in with Cho. And Cho did come. Cho was out as well as they put Brown and Anstey into foul, and Anstey picks up her third foul. Ellis, can she calmly sink 2 more? She says, David, yes. I do this.
This is my life.
I'm number 4 for 4 free throws in the clutch of the game.
Boom. 73-70. UCLA calls their last timeout. 17.4 to go for this ball game.
Now the big thing for Wyoming this time, they have to defend and make UCLA use more time. Last time UCLA scored within 4 seconds, 3 seconds. So it just gets that game back going to free throws, quick score, free throw, quick score. So
it is just a 30-second timeout. That's all UCLA has left as we keep it right here on the Mount West Network. Hopefully you've enjoyed our coverage tonight. It's been an absolutely fantastic, thrilling game. We're in the second overtime. You see fans, some of the students that got tickets from Jeff Linder. There's the cheerleaders and the band. It's been an absolutely fantastic atmosphere.
Absolutely.
The winner will advance on to the 4th round of the WNIT, and the winner gets the winner of New Mexico and Oregon State. They're playing right now in Albuquerque. At last report we had, New Mexico was up big late in the first half, but still a long way to go there.
Yeah, quick shout out to YO Vision. Yes. The best in the business.
Top-notch all around. Dennis and the crew here, absolutely. Dennis, Tyler, everybody wonderful to work with. 73-70. Cho will inbound, bottom of your screen, looking for an outlet, and gets it to Osborne. She'll throw it up. That ball got deflected, and they're going to call a foul on Sanchez Ramos. I thought that was ball.
I don't even know what shot that was. I don't know if I understand what just happened, to be honest. Let's see this replay.
Quick replay. She did get the wrist.
See, I couldn't see it. There's so many people on standing on their feet, standing room only.
Hand caught in the cookie jar.
So what happened is she took a page out of that NBA book. I referred to her Steph Curry earlier on her layup. She took a little draw foul right there. Sanchez Ramos' hand was out, and
she decided to shoot straight through the contact.
Well, she pulled her arm right through the contact. And
86.5% free throw shooter, 15.7.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. Keep an eye on her. She's going to make big-time plays.
Calmly, Osborne has gone 2 for 2, and Charisma had 15 points, 10 rebounds in the tournament game a year ago.
What an awesome name, by the way.
Charisma showing all of that and more. 13 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists for the junior point guard.
Yeah, the number 4 scorer in the Pac-12.
Third one rattles it, and it drops. We're tied. Substitution, Horvat will take out Thomas. Full court pressure because Wyoming's had problems against the pressure inbounding, and this time Weideman's going to take it out. No, they're going to put 4 on the baseline.
They do not have a timeout either.
Neither team has a timeout. They get it to Weideman from Sanchez Ramos. Weideman pushes in the forecourt. Weideman 2-on-1. Delivers to Olsen. Backs out. Sanchez Ramos to Weideman. Wide open for the lead at the top. In and out. Tipped around. Osborne with 5, with 4, with 3. Across midcourt. 2, 1. Running right hand. Up and off the back of the iron. No good. We go to overtime number 3 for a second straight game in Laramie, Bryan.
Unbelievable. Got to give credit to both teams. How about the execution from UCLA? I thought Weideman was going to keep it in transition there. I thought she had a bucket, and she gave it to Tommy Olsen, her teammate. Right here, she could have went coast to coast, decided to give it up. Got a great look from your best shooter in this tournament, and not quite, and then coast to coast.
Osborne comes up a little gimpy after the shot. She went down hard and stayed down for quite a while. That shot slid right off the back of the iron. So let's take a timeout. Tied at 73. 20 lead changes, 10 ties. Third overtime is coming up next. WNIT on the Mountain West Network. We're back inside the Arena Auditorium. What a fantastic matchup it's been tonight between Wyoming and UCLA here on the Mountain West Network. Again, a major tip of our cap to our great friends. Second overtime. Again, these teams did not want to give up. Started with Osborne, the steal, and the blow-by going coast to coast to give UCLA the lead. But back comes Wyoming. Sanchez Ramos, the quick pull-up from 15. And then you get Fertig with the tough post move. It battled through some free throws. Ellis calmly going 4 for 4 in this second OT. A foul. Osborne goes 3 for 3. Weideman had a chance to win it right here. It falls short. UCLA with the rebound with about 5 seconds left. Osborne on the deflection going coast to coast, and it just slides off the back of the iron. Unbelievable. And here we go, OT3. Fertig and Brown to jump center one more time. How many times have we done this? 4 now? Yep, this will be the 4th.
4 in a row for the Cowgirls, and they are overtime veterans, undefeated to this point, 3 in a row.
Now it's just a battle of attrition. Who's got anything left in the tank? And the tip tapped forward, stolen by Mellema.
How about Mellema getting the start in place of...
Mellema starts in place of Weideman, who went up the tunnel. She's back on the bench. Mellema hesitates out high. Now looking.
Just getting their little extra stretch, it sounds like. Now here's
Bradshaw. Fade away in the paint off the front of the iron. Goes to get her own rebound. It's deflected, and it goes off of UCLA. I believe that's off of Cameron Brown, the junior. And it will stay with the Cowgirls. Quinn Weideman will check in for Mellema. So Quinn might be cramping as well.
Yes, he was stretching in the hallway is what we were told.
And also Osborne was cramping and being stretched in the UCLA huddle between the overtimes. Olsen lobs and caught by Bradshaw. Bottom of your screen against Penn. Drives on her to the free throw line. Stops, keeps the dribble alive, hesitates, thought she might back her down right there. Instead, they get it to Weideman with 10 on the shot clock. Quinn drives left side, around a little bit of a screen, into the paint, flip with the left hand, up too strong, rebound, and a hold on
that
Thomas,
might be
and
number
that's
5
it.
on Thomas. Great job. I mentioned it earlier, Fertig, one of the best offensive rebounders in the country, averages about 4 a game, and she fouls out the leading scorer of the night for UCLA. Thomas with 18 points, 10 rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds. And here you see the replay, the left hand, and just
impeded her getting to the basketball on the offensive rebound, because Fertig would have had to gone quickly. She would have had to basically grab it and put it up, because there was about 2 or 3 on the shot clock when the foul was called.
Yeah, you play in 3 overtimes and you're 5'10", playing the 5 and playing against a 6'4", really good player. It's only a matter of time.
As Fertig can't hit the free throw, still tied here. We're just 39 seconds into overtime number 3. Horvat subs in. And now all of a sudden Dugalich is fouled out. You've got basically Anstey is the last big. Second one is good. So Fertig now going to come out for Grace Ellis. And a 74-73 game. 16 points, 11 rebounds for the freshman. Out of tiny Glendale, Wyoming. Last 2 Gatorade Players of the Year in Wyoming. Here's Osborne, hesitates on the drive, pushes off on Olsen, got away with it. Now into the paint with a little circle dribble, backs out, keeps the dribble alive. Bottom of your screen.
Great help side there by Grace Ellis.
Horvat, she wanted to set a screen. Now Osborne directing traffic.
Under 10 on the shot clock, high ball screen.
Pull up from 18. Slides it in so calmly, and a UCLA 75-74 lead.
Just what elite players do. She makes it look easy. She's cramping. She's been sore. She's kind of fighting through everything. Her teammate, this other leading scorer in the duo, fouls out, and she pulls up off the ball screen like it's nothing.
Sanchez Ramos trying to find Ellis, posting up on Horvat, goes to the middle. Now the lefty had it blocked. Horvat with a rebound. Outlets to Osborne. Almost had it knocked away quickly by Olsen.
Great move and great defense by Horvat. We've mentioned her a couple of times earlier, but her length paid dividends on that one because she was able to get the block when Grace Ellis was being aggressive on the drive.
Crossover, pullback, 18-footer. That might have been deflected. Brown gets the offensive rebound, saves it out high. Good catch by Penn. She'll penetrate, kicks out, and an offensive foul. She runs in to Sanchez Ramos, and that was dangerous because Sanchez Ramos has 4, but the offensive foul on Penn just got a little too aggressive. Sanchez Ramos takes the contact into the body.
Those are what you call championship plays.
Bang.
Those are the plays that come back up, that don't show up in the stat sheet, but everyone on the staff, everyone on the team knows those are huge momentum plays. And what a play by the senior who has led this team in scoring with 21 tonight, 7 rebounds. Sanchez Ramos coming up big.
Weideman has it now to Bradshaw. Bradshaw's been quiet scoring. Now tries to attack the bucket into the paint. Dishes. Weideman open baseline jumper. Got it. Wyoming back in front. 76-75.
What's her nickname again?
I'm going to say Mrs. March.
We've officially tapped her. We've officially tapped her.
22nd lead change of the night. Oh, what a game. Osborne off the screen. Double team. Picks up her dribble. Back to pin out high. Picked up by Weideman. Gets a screen from Anstey. Goes opposite the screen. Drives in on Weideman. Left hand, no good. Rebound Sanchez Ramos. Steps through and finds an outlet in Weideman. Quinn will calmly get into the forecourt against Osborne. Hands off to Bradshaw. They run a little weave out high. Now to Olsen. Olsen back to Weideman. Bottom of your screen. Through the top of the key. Bounce back down low. Furtick. Furtick fakes. Now that's a double dribble.
Good call, good defense, and
well, they call it travel, but it was pick your pick of either violation because she had caught it and dribbled.
Yep.
Watch Weideman get open.
There by Bradshaw. We talked about she hadn't scored, but great penetration and kick it to her teammate.
She's a threat to score, and you've got to respect that if you're UCLA.
She's a first-team All Mountain West performer, so she is the leading scorer of this Wyoming team. But she is more than just a scorer, as you see there. She already has a double-double. Big possession here, both teams.
Handoff goes to Brown out high, finds Ping. Trying to come off the baseline screen. Instead, they'll get it to Cho. Cho looking to post up is Osborne. Cho will penetrate into a defender. Running left hand, no good. Cho trying to grab her own rebound. A tie-up, and Ellis ties it up. The arrow favors UCLA. So the Bruins will stay with it. 20 on the shot clock with $1:49 left in overtime number 3 tonight. Baseline. Cho will take it out for UCLA. Get it to Brown. Back to Cho. Double team her. She'll drive in all the way. Lay it up and in, and a foul.
They've really had trouble in that baseline out of bounds play. They've run that multiple times. Cho got a 3 earlier on it. This time there was a late closeout, so then it gives her an advantage to drive the closeout. As you see here, a little bit of confusion, and Grace Ellis tries to step in and help.
And that's a huge one because they call it from the side on Sanchez Ramos. Watch right here, right there, that little push.
Good call.
And Sanchez Ramos fouls out. 21 points, 8 rebounds tonight for Wyoming, was the leading scorer. So you take an offensive threat away from Wyoming, just like you have for UCLA. Cho trying to make it a 2-point lead. Does. Rattled in the free throw. Ellis will inbound. Ellis stays out there. Furtick subbed in for the fouled out Sanchez Ramos for Wyoming. This is Weideman. Now to Olsen, the senior point guard. Kicks it to Bradshaw. Now to Weideman, looking for Ellis. Bottom of your screen. Grace Ellis squares up, finds Furtick. Furtick goes to Weideman. Weideman being hounded by Brown with 9 on the shot clock. Fakes the handoff to Bradshaw. Now gives her as she reverses. Bradshaw pull it from 18. Off the iron, no good. Rebound, Anstey. Outfought Furtick. And now UCLA can add to a 2-point lead with 1:10 left in overtime number 3. Coach Corey Close calls out a set play here. Osborne off a high screen by Anstey. Drives in, cut off at the elbow, backs out, keeping the dribble alive. Now off a rub screen, pull-up jumper good, and they've got a 4-point lead, 55.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. Keep an eye on her in these overtimes. She's such a good player. This team's leading scorer. She struggled offensively tonight, but she's come up huge in the overtime.
Weideman to Bradshaw, post and turnaround from 12. Too strong. Osborne alone for the rebound. UCLA can really close it out here. 40 seconds to go. Across the midcourt stripe. Another same high ball screen here for Osborne. Goes opposite, gets inside. Pull up from 17. No good. Rebound, Ellis.
2-possession game. She didn't need to shoot that.
Yep.
I mean, really, Wyoming probably should have fouled, but able to get a stop and get another possession. Running out of time. 20 seconds.
Olsen to Weideman. Weideman down the left side lane. Scoop a left hand. It rolls in.
Got the quick score and got the timeout.
16 seconds left
what
in overtime.
What a sequence of events. I mean, going back, I don't know if it's the fatigue, the crowd, but you don't have to take that shot at all, Osborne. Let it get a shot clock violation and let the clock go as low as it can. Take a shot at the end. But great job by Wyoming being able to stay composed. Here's you see the replay. This is the big shot she was able to get off the low ball screen. And here you see Weideman again. Mrs. March coming up big with the left hand scoop layup. 21 points, 6 rebounds. big timeout both ways. A lot of time. I mean, there's been this, it feels like it was the opposite before. Wyoming was up 2. It was about this much time on the clock. They were able to find a way to get back. UCLA was finding a way to get back in the game. So here it's all about trying to find a way to get a stop with getting a tie-up.
Yes.
You know, because Wyoming does have the possession, or trying to get a swipe up where you can get a foul and maybe a deflection, a 5-second count.
Here's what's interesting. We've talked about this is the 4th straight overtime game. Wyoming 3-0 in overtime. This is UCLA's first overtime game all season long.
How about that?
And a battle of attrition here because UCLA's had a couple players foul out. Wyoming's finally had 1 foul out. You haven't had a lot of substitutions, especially for Wyoming. I mean, your big players, think of Bradshaw, Weideman, Olsen, really haven't come out in any of the overtime periods. Osborne's had to gut through for UCLA, but it's been back and forth, back and forth. 23 lead changes, 10 ties tonight. The last lead change giving UCLA the lead here in the 3rd overtime. They're up by 2, so now Wyoming, how much time do you let run off as you gamble for a steal early?
Well, last time they got away with, I mean, letting a huge amount of time go off, and UCLA chose to take the shot, which normally you don't do that. So in this situation, you don't want to let anything more than 2 or 3 seconds go by. You want to try to get a quick tie-up, quick steal, quick foul, and then hopefully they don't make both free throws and make it a 2-possession game, and then you have a 1-possession game going the other way.
Does Wyoming have one last miracle left in them? Down to 16.3 to go here in the 3rd overtime. UCLA, a very clutch free throw shooting team at 78%. And they come out with Horvat, Brown, who's going to take it out, Cho, Osborne, and Penn. And Brown might be the one you want to foul at 60%, but she's taken out. They get it into Osborne. She gets reached in on by Olsen. That'll be Tommy's 4th. She almost had the steal, but
almost had the steal. Would have liked to see anyone else get the ball if you're Wyoming than Osborne, because she is their clutch player. She is their leading scorer. She is the heart and soul of this team, and she's been the difference maker since her teammate has fouled out in the 2nd and 3rd overtime.
Osborne, 2 big free throws to put them up by 2 possessions. Calmly sinks the first to make it a 3-point lead. You see on your screen there, just a tick under 16 seconds left in the 3rd overtime. Some of the Wyoming fans still standing. 2nd one through the routine, on the way, good. And now UCLA will press to try and chew up some clock. Wyoming's got to move quickly. Olsen across the timeline with 13. Olsen hesitates. Olsen down the left side of the lane. Stops, kicks out. Weideman, step back, can't get it away. Now to Olsen. Olsen backs up for a fadeaway 3 at the top. Good!
She got it!
With 2.5
She
to
got
go.
it!
My goodness, it's good. And they're going to check the clock real quick.
She got it. It's a 1-point game. 2.5 to go. You said let's see if they have one more miracle, and they do. So here we are. Here's the replay. Didn't know exactly what to do. Kind of just a miracle Hail Mary heave, and hits it and wipes her shoes.
Here's
like, well,
the baseline angle that might give you a better chance. Clock should go maybe 2-8. I might give you 3 ticks, because by the time that went through the bottom of the net.
Well, the good thing is they get a timeout. Both teams get a timeout because the referees are checking the clock and trying to figure out how much time is left. What a game. So much time left, even though it's just 2.5. It's felt like every single overtime.
No, they feel like they're good. Oh, they did. They put 3 tenths back on, so 2.8.
Yep.
2.8. They had 3 tenths and a timeout. UCLA, they're going to burn their overtime timeout, and that puts the possession in the forecourt. So they're going to inbound and advance the ball. That's the smart by Coach Close, because now they're going to advance the ball, and that makes it tougher on Wyoming to try and get a steal and go the other way with a quick shot. So
you see that replay again of the Hail Mary heave.
A chuck and duck, I guess, sometimes, as you say in football, but it works. Wyoming's still alive. If you can get it. Here's what's interesting. Can you get a foul, which is possible?
Sometimes you foul without losing any time with the clock.
Exactly. Can you get a quick foul that's not necessarily intentional or anything overt that's going to draw, 2 free throws and the ball back to UCLA?
Does Wyoming have timeout? Because if they don't have timeout, I don't think they do.
No, neither team has a timeout
So it's going to be,
left.
you can't advance it, so that makes it a little trickier. But they just got their timeout, so they know exactly what coach is looking to execute. And again, this is March Madness. We've seen all kinds of plays.
Fertig on the ball here as Brown will inbound in front of the UCLA bench. She'll step back. Fertig has to go straight up and down. Big wingspan there, trying to get over the 6'4" frame. Looking, lob into backcourt, gets it to Osborne.
Wow.
She'll dribble it away. Her quickness gets her way, and UCLA escapes Laramie 82-81 to
Smart
advance
play.
on in the WNIT.
Smart play to be able to go in the backcourt. Wasn't expecting that. She thought it was going to come into the half court. She can get a quick foul. She went into the backcourt where she was able to escape any foul. And what a game. You hate that they had to have a loser on either side. This Wyoming team has played so well in these overtime situations, and you just tip your hat to both teams. Well played game, well coached game. And
as you see Coach Mattinson shaking the hands of all his players, he started with the 3 seniors.
Yep.
Sanchez, Ramos, Weideman, and Olsen to play their final game. UCLA escapes Laramie 82-81 and triple overtime to advance on to face the winner of New Mexico and Oregon State in the WNIT. The Cowgirls get to the 3rd round here. What a run it's been for Coach Mattinson squad, and what a run it's been for Coach Close's squad. Again, both these teams have kind of been up and down, where they'll win a few in a row, then lose maybe a couple, win a few in a row.
Yeah, and this UCLA team was preseason picked to be one of the best teams in the country.
Yeah, but again, injuries, as we talked way earlier in the broadcast, it seems forever ago, but
Yep.
injuries kind of derailed them. The stats, UCLA, they end up shooting a worse percentage, but just got so many extra field goal attempts tonight.
Yeah, the difference in the game, the offensive rebounds are not on there, but the offensive rebounds, they had 19 offensive rebounds and 18 turnovers for Wyoming. So those 2 stats stick out to me in a overtime, triple overtime game. You have 18 turnovers versus 6. That's a plus 12 for UCLA, and then 19 offensive rebounds makes such a big difference to just 10.
So UCLA will advance on in the WNIT to the 4th round, and they'll play again the winner of New Mexico and Oregon State. Coach Gerald Mattinson addressing the crowd here at the Arena Auditorium. And so the WNIT, what a ball game tonight.
Yep, great ball
23
game.
lead changes, 10 ties. Neither team led by more than 6 tonight. What more can you say than just a fantastic finish? One team was going to go home unlucky, I think, Brian,
Yep.
because they both played their hearts out tonight. And
Yeah, hardest part about March is that somebody has to go home, and most teams end their season on a loss.
So for my broadcast partner, Brian Burton, I'm David Settle saying good night from Laramie, where the final score is UCLA 82, Wyoming 81. And for more live Wyoming Athletics broadcast features and information, you can visit GoWyo.com. Brian, it's been a pleasure again. Maybe we'll do this in the future. Thanks
Yes.
to our great crew here at the University
Absolutely.
of Wyoming and WyoVision. This has been an exclusive presentation of the Mountain West Network.